Father, get us out of here. 400 years we have lived in a state of fear. The police hung us like we're deer. Yasharal has shed so many tears. Yahuwah, we need you. Yahusha, we need you. Yahuwah, our Aloha, deliver us. America with the triple K. Judgment surely is coming your way. For 400 years oppressed, for 400 years distressed. Awaiting white supremacy will fall. Babylon will fall, America will fall. Yahuwah, burn it all down. Yahusha, burn it down. Bring fire and pestilence to every heathen that's around. We had enough, oh my Father, how much longer, oh why? Oh, it don't make sense. Father, we need some recompense. Burn her down, Babylon, burn her down, Abba, burn her down. Oh, yeah. Trump, hair slicked back like Donald Duck. Kamala Harris ain't black. I ain't siding with no Democrats. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Goes on and on and on and on. The beat goes on and on and on and on. Yeah, the beat goes on and on and on and on. Beat goes on and on and on and on. Hey, the beat goes on and on and on and on. The beat goes on and on and on and on. Yeah, the beat goes on and on and on and on. Beat goes on and on and on and on. Yeah, we all going through it. Yeah, the struggle is real. Babylon gon' fall. She in trouble for real. The great harlot being judged, and she knows what's the deal. And she feeds on Negro blood, and she lives just to kill. How many times will these presidents play in our faces? How many times is it proven that this country is racist? When the police pull me over, man, I don't feel the safest. I'm returning to the covenant, the way of the ancients. Keep the laws and commandments, yeah, it's back to the basics. The good news of Yahusha, yeah, we make it pervasive. I reject Babylon, and I don't claim a culture. She is surely dying out, the nation swarming like vultures. How much longer, my Alua? Tell me how much longer. I'm tired of this harlot, every day feels like torture. It's true what they say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. America's not my home, I'm just a stranger and foreigner. Tell me how much longer, Father, how much longer? It's true what they say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Become a new creature, shed the flesh of the former. America's not my home, I'm just a stranger and foreigner. Yeah, hey, the beat goes on and on and on and on. The beat goes on and on and on and on. Yeah, the beat goes on and on and on and on. beat goes on and on and on and on. Hey, the beat goes on and on and on and on. The beat goes on and on and on and on. Yeah, the beat goes on and on and on and on. Beat goes on and on and on and on. Yeah, the beat goes on and on and on and on. Shabbat shalom, y'all. All praises to the Most High Yahuwah. I'm grateful to be here with you guys for another Shabbat. You know what? We're gonna just jump into this because this is a heavy lesson. It is very heavy. And before I get into it, I'm gonna say to the Gentiles that are watching right now, I love you dearly if you have accepted the truth and if you're walking with his people in truth. This message is more so about people who hate us, okay? Because it is written that those in power right now, the Gentile, the heathen, whatever you want to call them, is going to come to an end, okay? And that's what we're going to be talking about today. I'm going to probably show you guys some things that you probably didn't know that might shock you. So let's jump into this right now. Give me a second here. Hold on, y'all. Let's make sure I got all my stuff here. Okay, so let me go. We're going to just jump into this, family. I'm not going to do the shout outs right now. I'll still be interacting with you in the chat, but shalom to everybody's here. Shabbat shalom. I hope you guys are well. But since this is such a heavy lesson, I've got like 60 slides here. Normally my slides be like 30-something slides, but this is a heavy one. So we're going to just jump right into this like right now. So let me share my screen and let's jump into this. Give me a second. Okay. All right. So the title of this lesson is The Fall of the Heathen. Their fall is our rise, okay? And it says, repent all ye nations before it's too late. So to the Gentiles watching that have not accepted the truth, you Christian, you think your white Jesus is going to save you or whatever, this lesson is for you. I'm going to tell you what you need to do to avoid what I'm about to share, because what is in this lesson should scare you. It should. It'll scare. Hopefully, it'll scare you into repentance. It'll scare you into, putting aside your white supremacy. Okay, so let's get into it. The fall of the heathen. In this study, we will look at what the Bible says specifically regarding the prophecies about what happens after the fall of the Gentile power. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna make this full screen. Let's make it full screen. Okay, let's do it like that. And you can just see it a little bit more better. Okay, let's keep going. Give me a second. Okay. What happens after the fall of the Gentile powers? Now, you'll notice a lot of these pagan, porky pig, catfish, pork chop eating pastors, they never talk about what's going to happen. They don't even tell you we're in the time of the Gentiles. They don't even tell you that. They don't even mention that. So we're going to talk about it today. Now, some Abari words to know. The first word is abad, okay? Ayin bat daleth means slavery or servitude, slave servant in the scriptures. Just like when you think about Obadiah, his name in the Abari would be Abad Yahu, which means servant of Yahuwah. Now, it sometimes can mean slavery depending on the context, so just keep that in mind. The Abari word for what you call Edom is Adum, Aleph, Daleth, Ua, Mam, Adum. That's the proper way it should be written, but we call it Edom because of English. Edomites in Abari is Adumim. Esau's name actually in Abari is not Esau, it's Ashu. So sometimes you'll hear me say Ashu when I'm talking about him, especially specifically in this study because I wrote it in the original Abari. So you've got Ayin, you've got the Sheen, and you've got the Ua. So his name would be Ashu, okay? The word for a Gentile or a nation or someone who is not a Bari or Hebrew is goy, okay? And then the plural version of that would be guyim. So, for example, the Khazars, the Babylonian heathen Hebrew Gentile Jewish people, they say goyim, but they spell it Goyim, but it should be Guyim. There's no I, there's no O. So it should be Guyim. So anybody that's a heathen would be a Guyim, okay? And then last is the word mas,
where you have the Mam and you have the Samak, and that means tributaries. So tributaries, forced service, servitude, tribute, enforced payment. And we're going to get to the restitution and all that at the end of this, which will make more sense as we understand a little bit more. We are currently living in the time of the Gentiles. What is the time of the Gentiles? The time of the Gentiles began when Yahusha told us about in Luke 21:24 that Yahshua would be taken into captivity and scattered into the land of the heathens. During this time, Yahshua will be under the curses of Deuteronomy 28:15-68. Now, let me make this clear. There was captivity beforehand when it came to Yahshua, right? They went into Egyptian captivity. They obviously is when the covenant was made with them after that 215 years that they were in captivity, right? But they were taken into Babylonian captivity. They were taken into Assyrian captivity, and so on and so forth. So these curses were already in full effect, but for it to get to where it is now, because remember, they were restored back to Babylon under the king of Persia's rule. Okay? If you remember in the scriptures, King Cyrus gave the order for the Yahudim to return back to the temple and rebuild and make the second temple. So they were restored back to the land. But this time of the Gentiles right now is why we are not in the land. Okay? Those are our people of the northern kingdom that are scattered in Africa right now. Okay? Those curses are still in place at this moment. I mean, well, not so much so if you come into the covenant. But what I'm saying is we are not back in the land. The Gentiles still have power over us. We are not in rulership. Therefore, we're still in the time of the Gentiles. But it's coming to an end right now. That's why they're angry. That's why they don't like us. That's why the racism has gotten so bad. It's because they know it's falling. Okay? So the time Yahshua will be under the curse of Deuteronomy 28:15-68 would endure slavery, bondage, oppression, and unspeakable hatred from the nations, or ha-guyim, the guyim. Have no power against their enemies. Their enemies would also rule over them for a time. Once the time of the Gentiles is fulfilled, Yahshua will righteously rule over all the nations. So you've got a wicked rule and you've got a righteous rule. The rule that we are going to do is going to be a righteous one. The wicked in power, the Edomites in power, they do a wicked one. And we'll get a little bit more deeper into that. Luke 21:20-24. And when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let them which are in Yahud or Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter into. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. This is talking about 70 AD. Yahushua HaMashiach, he had prophesied what was going to happen with the second temple, how it was going to be ransacked by the Romans, how we would be scattered into all nations. This had to be fulfilled. It had to happen. It was written. Let's keep reading. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give a suck in those days, for there shall be a great distress in the land, a great distress, and wrath upon this people, our people. Yahshua, our ancestor, our forefathers. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the other nations until the time of the other nations, or the Guyim, or the Gentiles, be fulfilled. Currently, these Guyim, these nations, are currently the time of the Gentiles right now. Okay? This world is run by wicked men in secret societies, a Luciferian globalist cabal that are working to bring about a Luciferian new world order to lead the masses into rebellion against Yahuwah and Yahusha, and also Yahuwah's people, Yahshua. So when you see the one eye symbolism and you see a bunch of white men in suits, okay, you better believe that these men do not have good intentions. Okay, at all. It's never nothing good when you've got these individuals gathered around in one room plotting and planning. Okay. Fahalim, Psalms 2:2-5. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against Yahuwah and against his Mashiach. So they're plotting and planning against Yahuwah and Yahusha, as I said. saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sits in the heaven shall laugh. Yahuwah shall have them in derision. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath and vex them in his sore displeasure. Okay, so Yahuwah has a displeasure for these Edomite Luciferians. He doesn't like them at all. Okay, and he got a plan for their destruction. The problem is they made a covenant with Hashatan, and Hashatan has emboldened them enough to believe they can actually stop what's coming. They can stop Yahuwah. They can stop Mashiach. They can stop the rise of Yahuwah's people. Okay, a lot of this New World Order stuff is about them trying to fight against what's written about them. That's what the Christians will not tell you. All right, they don't want you to understand the reason why they're building the New World Order is because they know what's going to happen to them. They don't want that. Okay, and we'll get to that a little bit later. Psalms 83. This is the Psalms 83 conspiracy. I talk about it all the time. Because remember, the conspiracy is not just against Yahuwah Yahusha, but also you, Yasharal. Okay? For lo, your enemies make a tumult, and they that hate you lift up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against your people, Yasharal, and consulted against your hidden ones, Yasharal. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the names of Yasharal may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against you, the tabernacles of Adum, Edom, the Ishmaelites, the plains of Moab, the Hagrites, Gabal, Ammon, Amalek, the Philistines, the inhabitants of Zar, Assyria also is joined with them. They have helped the children of Lot, Salah. So this is even melanated nations that are against you, even Hebrews, even Abarim, Edom, Adum, Hebrews, Ishmaelites, Hebrews, Moabites, Hebrews, Hagrites, Hebrews. All these are descendants of Abar. They're Abari. So even melanated nations are working against you. And that's why I keep telling y'all it's not really about color that much. I mean, in a sense it is, but keep in mind, it's not just the pale-faced Edomites that are working against you. It's also chocolate Edomites. It's also, Hamites working against you. Bear that in mind. Everything about the end times is about two nations, Yasharal and the Edomites. Okay? Esau is still very angry about the birthright. He willingly sold to his brother Jacob for a bowl of red soup. This Luciferian kingdom is Esau's kingdom, and he will be in rulership until Yahusha comes back. Ayub or Job 9:24. The earth, I forgot to say, all of these scriptures and all of these notes can be found on my blog below. If you go to the description box, you will find all of this stuff, all these scriptures, everything I use in this video. Go to the blog, yexermalchiah.wordpress.com, and you will find all these scriptures so you can study them for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Read it for yourself, okay? Shout out to everybody. Akim Yah, Stephanie, Abigail, King Shak Yahuda. Welcome. D is here. Tiffany's here. Cindy Carr is here. Shalom. Shabbat shalom. Let's see. Tawanda's here. Shabbat shalom, beloved. Good to see you. All praises. Okay, let's keep going because I still got so much more to do. So yeah, just we're gonna keep it going. All right. So Job 9:24 says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covers the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Okay, so who is this border of wickedness? Who is this wicked man? Or the face of wickedness, because it said, who is he? We get the answer when we go to the book of Malachi or Malachi, chapter 1, verses 1 through 4. Let's listen, because it's going to tell us who this wickedness is, who the earth is given into the hands of. I have loved you, says Yahuwah, yet we say, wherein have you loved us? Was not Ashur Esau Jacob's brother, says Yahuwah? Yet I have loved Jacob, and I hated Ashur Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the wilderness. Whereas Adum or Edom says, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus says Yahuwah Sabaoth, they shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness. Wait a minute. So the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, but who is the border of wickedness? Edom. The people against whom Yahuwah has indignation forever. So let me make something clear here. Yahuwah hates the Edomites. That is a fact. But the reason why he hates the Edomites is because the Edomites are wicked. Look who's in power right now, right? Now, if you are an Edomite, it doesn't mean you can't be saved. If you accept Yahusha, you accept his blood, you become grafted into the nation, you can be saved. I'm not saying Edomites cannot be saved. And I'm going to prove that there will be some Edomites who can be saved. I'm going to prove that a little bit later on. But the problem with a lot of these Christians who are these evangelical Europeans who are Edomites, they don't realize he already hates them. So when they have like this agenda against Negroes, they don't realize they are really angering Yahuwah. And they've got a short time to get this figured out before his wrath starts coming up on them. Okay? But it says he has indignation against the Edomites forever. We cannot ignore that. Okay? I'll read Hebrews 12, 16 through 17. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Ashu or Esau, for one morsel of meat sold his birthright, for you know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. So there will be many Edomites who will not change. They will not become righteous in Yahuwah's eyes. They will not accept his people, and it won't be until it's too late that they're going to be crying, and there will be no repentance for them. So the Edomites and the other nations have to make a decision now. Don't wait until, the destruction starts falling. Esau has mixed his seed with many nations to attempt to hide himself, but Yahuwah has uncovered him. You can easily identify Esau by those who are in power right now. Azara Shani, 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 9. For Ashur Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Ashur or Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. So I want y'all to pay close attention to this. This verse in Jeremiah 49 gives you enough to be able to understand what's going on. Okay? This is Esau. All right? He was a melanated, Abari descendant of Isaac. Okay? He was melanated. But what he's done is, it says, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. So Esau has mixed with nations to try to hide who he is. Okay? But Yahuwah has revealed who he is. All right? It says his seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. Okay? So his brethren, his Abari brethren, all of us who, we're descendants of Jacob, so we would have some kind of relation to him, right? Because he's Abari. He is Jacob's twin brother. But because his seed is spoiled and he's mixing with something else, he is no longer Abari. He is not of our brethren anymore. Okay? He is not of our neighbors. He is no longer Abari. So Esau doesn't look like how he did, back then. He is now white, pale-faced. And I'm going to prove to you he's in Europe right now. Now, there are some Edomites you will find that are melanated or darker skinned, because remember, Esau also took wives of Ham, Canaan, and he also took a wife of Ishmael's daughter. Okay, so he has some melanated descendants. Okay, but the ones in power right now are pale-faced Edomites. And we'll get to that as we continue. Who is currently in power? All I see is Edom. All I see is Europeans. Look, you got the royal family right here. You got the Rothschilds. You got this Klaus Schwab's, World Economic Forum. These are all the world leaders you can see. They're all Europeans. Okay? So people need to miss me with Esau ain't the white man. Okay? Y'all need to miss me with that. Because look at what you're seeing right now. Who is polluting the water? Who is destroying the food? Who is purposefully destroying the economy? Them. It is them. And they're the ones bringing about the New World Order. Even when you factor in the Jewish people, what are they? White, pale-faced, Amalek. Okay? This is all they're doing. Everything wrong with the world is them. All right? That's what it is. I don't know if you don't agree, that's okay. You don't have to agree with me, but it's right in your face. Some people just don't want to see it and admit that there's a people that's on this earth that have done nothing but evil since they've been here. These same people colonize, pillage, you know what I'm saying, hand people bags of grapes. Y'all know what I'm saying. And they're the ones who want to put the, who are about to bring about this pandemic, another pandemic. Bill Gates, all of them. They're all Caucasian. They come from the Caucasus. Point proven. Let's keep going. The reason why there's so much war, poverty, homelessness, lack of resources, etc., is because the wicked people are in power. We are currently under a wicked rulership, and when Yahushua returns, the world will be under a righteous rulership. Okay, so that's the difference. You got the heathens in power, there's going to be wickedness. You got Yasharal in power, there's going to be righteousness. It's just that simple. Esau and his descendants are mostly Europeans. You do have some chocolate Edomites, like I said, but the seed that's in power are the fallen serpent seed. Scripture proves Esau was in Europe. Let me prove it to you. Yashar, Jasher 90, 1-9. At the time in the 5th year after the children of Yasharal had passed over Yarden or Jordan, after the children of Israel or Yasharal had rested from their war with the Canaanites, at that time, great and severe battles arose between Adum or Edom and the children of Kittim. I'm going to show you who Kittim is in a second. And the children of Kittim fought against Adum, and Abianus, king of Kittim, went forth in that year. That is in the 31st year of his reign. And a great force with him of the mighty men of the children of Kittim, and he went to Seir to fight against the children of Ashu or Esau. And Hadad, the king of Edom, heard of his report, and he went forth to meet him with a heavy people and strong force and engaged in battle with him in the field. Adum. And the hand of Kittim prevailed over the children of Esau, and the children of Kittim slew of the children of Ashu, and 22,000 men, and all the children of Ashu fled from before them. And the children of Kittim pursued them, and they reached Hadad, king of Edom, who was running before them, and they caught him alive and brought him to Abianus, king of Kittim. And Abianus ordered him to be slain, and Hadad, king of Edom, died in the 48th year of his reign. And the children of Kittim continued their pursuit of Edom, and they smote them with a great slaughter, and Edom became subject to the children of Kittim, and the children of Kittim ruled over Adum or Edom, and Edom became under the hand of the children of Kittim, and became one kingdom from that day. And from that time, they could no more lift up their heads, and their kingdom became one with the children of Kittim. So the children of Kittim, I'm going to show you who they are after I show you this. Esau and the children of Kittim were fighting, and the children of Kittim were able to subdue the Edomites, and they became one nation to this day. Now, who are the children of Kittim? We can also prove the children of Kittim is Rome. So are you shocked that they're the ones that destroyed the temple? Yashar, Jasher 10:16. And the children of Kittim are the Rumaim or Romans who dwell in the valley of Canopia by the river Tiberu. Bereshit, Genesis 10, 2-5. The sons of Japheth, Gomar, Magog, Madai, Yaban, Tubal, Meshach, Tyrak. And the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, Riphath, Togarma. And the sons of Yaban, Elisha, Tarshish, Kittim. Kittim. They were fighting with Romans. And the Romans basically became one nation because they mixed with the Edomites. So you have to think about Rome. Now, if they became one nation and Rome conquered much of Europe, think about the Macedonians, okay? That means many Europeans today are Edomites. Because remember, Rome conquered all of Europe. So if Esau and the Romans became one nation, that means many of your Europeans are Edomites. By these were the other nations or the Gentiles or the Goyim, dividing their lands, everyone after his tongue, after their families and their nations. And also in the book of Gad the seer, which I've read plenty of times. It proves to you that Esau is in Europe. All right. Woe to you, O Edom, that sits in the land of Kittim, Rome, in the north of the sea. For your destroyers will emerge from a terrible nation. They will not even leave you a remnant. So these descendants of the Edomites that stay in Europe and live in Europe, there will be a certain group of them that will no longer be, and that's Amalek, because your Jewish people are the Roman Edomites. Okay, so you have Esau's descendants, right? You have chocolate Edomites, but then you have Edomites that mix with other nations of Europe that are not from the fallen seed. Okay, so you have like Roman Edomites, which are the Jewish people, but then you have people who are not Jewish, but they're just Europeans, still somewhat Edomites, right? But they are not the Edomites that will be completely destroyed. Okay, if they are grafted in, they accept the truth. Now, as I said, Amalek, he cannot be saved. The Jewish people will be completely wiped out. There will not be not one Ashkenazi or Sephardic Jew on this earth when Yahushua's done. And we're going to get to that too. All right. But if you are an Edomite and you are not, you know, one of the Amalekites, you're not one of the Jewish Roman, because those Jewish people, they are really they are truly really Roman / Amalek. All right, that's really what they are. But just because someone's an Edomite does not mean they're Amalek. It does not mean that they're Roman. They're probably just a European Edomite. Okay, so just keep that in mind. But I'm just going to skip down here. It says, judgment of Rome. Your corpses will fall among my people. O jealous Yahuwah, come out of your place and smite Edom, consume them. Come to Zarephath, come to Sepharad, Sephardic, come to Ashkenazi, come to Germania. They shall fall in the lowest pit in destruction. This is Europe right here. This is talking about the Jewish people and the Sephardic Jews. But it says that there will not be a remnant of them. They're going to be completely destroyed. All right. And the world will be a better place when the people are gone anyway. Let's just be honest. All right, let's keep going. So Esau mixed with the Romans and many European nations and currently sits in the land of the north, which is Europe. Now, if Esau is in the land of the north, there's another central character in the Bible that is also in the land of the north. Like I said, some of this is going to freak y'all out. The land of the north, which is Europe. Now let's compare this to scriptures written about Hashatan. Isaiah 14:12-14. How are you fallen from heaven, O Gadriel or Lucifer, son of the howling morning? How are you cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? For you have said in your heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Elua. I will sit up on the mount of the assembly in the sides of the north. Wait a minute. Satan is in the north? He's in Europe? And I got more proof. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like Ha'alyun, the Most High. So wait a minute. Satan is in the north? The same place where Rome is? The same place where Edom is? Interesting. Amiyah Yakiyada says, is Kittim and Kittim the same? It's the same thing. It's just these translators, they change names and try to hide stuff. It's the same people. It's still wrong. But they just, you know, different translations and stuff say different things. But it's still the same thing. It's not two different nations. There's no two different nations. There's not any nations that have the same name. It's definitely talking about Rome. It's just the translators are trying to hide certain things from you. Okay, so we just read that Lucifer is in the north, Europe. But there's another witness for that. And I'm going to show you actual proof. Also keep in mind, Hashatan's throne is mentioned in the book of Revelation or Kazun. It's also in Europe as we speak the lands of the north. Let's listen to this. And to the angel, Revelations 2:12-13, and to the angel of the called out assembly in Pergamos write, these things I say, which is a sharp sword with two edges. I know your works and where you dwell, even where Satan's seat is. And you hold fast my name and have not denied my faith, even in those days where Antipas was my faithful martyr who was slain among you, where Satan dwells. All right, let me show y'all this. This might freak you out. That's what I'm saying, man. When it comes to Yexer, Oh, you're going to get the real truth. So let me share my screen. Let me show y'all this. This actually, to me, is not shocking because I've had this this belief system about this for a while. But let me share my screen and show this to y'all real quick. Check this out.
This behind me is the altar of Zeus in the Pergamon Museum in Berlin, in Germany. It was in a place called Pergamon, which was in eastern Greece, but is now western Turkey. And in the book of Revelation, Jesus Christ says to the church at Pergamon, I know where you live, where the throne of Satan is. And this is it. This is the throne of Satan. This is where everyone came to worship the devil, Zeus.
And look at all these Europeans over here on the throne of Satan. Look at all these Europeans over here. Okay, look at the architecture here. Look at the architecture. Now, before I continue to play the video, I want to make a connection with this. Let's look at ancient Mount Seir where Esau dwelled. Y'all need to understand that Hashatan and Esau are almost one and the same. Okay, they're almost one and the same when you compare the scriptures side by side. So let me show you Petra. That's what they call it. They changed the name to Petra. But I want you to look at the architecture. Okay, you see the pillars and stuff like that. Now look at this. This is Edom right here. Let me make it bigger. This is Edom, ancient Edom. Look at the architecture, family. Look at the architecture. Esau is all around you. And yes, I know I've shown this in my Esau documentary, but look at this. Okay, now let's look at Greece. Look at that. Do y'all see what you're being shown? The devil is in Europe. This is where his throne is. It's within Europe, Greece, Rome, all of that. Okay. All right. Let's get back to this video. Okay. I just wanted to show y'all that to put it all in context. We're going to keep on listening to what this man is saying about this whole situation. Pretty crazy, isn't it?
Let's just go for a journey along the altar of the so-called king of the gods, the devil.
Oh, and let me show y'all something else in case you still doubt me. Like, yeah, sure. Oh, Europe isn't where all the evil is. You sure about that? Let me show you something else. So I'm saying, man, you're gonna learn a lot here. Stick with me. So there's another image that's in Spain. Let me show you real quick before I continue. Look at this. In Spain, they have an image of the fallen angel, Lucifer, right here in Spain, right in your face. Hold on, let me make sure I'm sharing the screen. Okay, I am. Good. This right here is an image of the fallen angels with a serpent wrapped around the leg in Madrid, Spain. Why they got these fallen angels in Europe? You know, where's this in Africa? Do you find this in Africa? Y'all got to understand that, you know, a lot of the things they've been covering up and hiding are now coming to fruition. Let me show y'all. Let me see if I can go to Wikipedia so I can give y'all a little bit more information on this. It's called the Fountain of the Fallen Angel. Okay. And they don't hide the fact that this is a fallen angel in Madrid, Spain. You can see the little demons at this fountain. Okay. Let me see, show y'all some different pictures of it. Look at this. That's Lucifer. Okay. This is Lucifer right here. And it's like a fountain. And when you look at the base of the fountain, what do you see? Demons, hybrids. Okay. With the beak. What is that? I suppose that looked like not Amalek. That looked like Moloch to me. That looks like Moloch to me. So I know it's kind of crazy to connect all these dots, but I think it's important people understand this. It's another image. Look at that. That's a devil. That's a demon. And look at the fish. Dagon. Remember I told you about the fish deity? Y'all know how them Roman Catholics wear that fish hat? Yeah. That's what this is referencing. But yeah, the statue of fallen angels in Europe, Spain, Portugal, where the Yahudim also were for a short time. Then they got thrown into slavery because they didn't want to convert to Christianity. All right. Okay, I just wanted to show y'all that. Let's get back to this. All right, here we go.
Himself.
Yeah, we got 113 people in here. 113 people. Please smash the like button. Please smash the like button. I really appreciate it. Shout out to Akeem Yah. Shabbat Shalom. Please hit the like button if you haven't hit the like button. It really helps the channel out. I hope you guys are enjoying what we're bringing out today, but please hit the like button. Let's look at the architecture. What the heck? I mean, it looked like some of the stuff on this is destroyed, but
The natural stone around. Look at this. As in Freemasonry. Chest is bared. Same again as in Freemasonry.
and look at that. The images of Hashatan, everything made in the likeness of his images. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, we'll stop there, but I just wanted to prove that real quick to show y'all that it's in Europe right now. It's in Germany. Right now, at this very moment, there is an altar of Satan. Yexer, I'm going to come back. I don't see the heart button. The heart button. Are you talking about the like button? I'm not sure what you mean. Are you talking about like in the chat? Oh, okay. Sometimes it will like overlap the emojis if you haven't used it in a while. So I'm not sure why it's doing that, but yeah. Kim Terry, what up, Op? Shabbat Shalom. And people be flocking trying to get to Europe. I've never had a desire to go. Now I see why. Yeah, I would not want to go to Europe. There's nothing for me in Europe. I have no interest in going to Europe at all. I know a lot of people like to go out there. I'm not interested in Europe. All right, y'all, let's get back to this. We still got a lot to get through, so let's keep it going. I just wanted to show y'all that. Okay. Make sure I'm full screen in this. Okay, cool. All right, so we just noticed and we just read about Hashatan's Satan's seat, where Satan sits, and we see it's Europe. That's why you got places like CERN and all of that in Europe, where they're over here opening gateways and portals and all this stuff. Statues of fallen angels, the seat of Satan, everything. Rome, all of that. Europe. Let's keep going. Before we move on, understand that Antipas was the son of Herod the Edomite. Okay? So let me just go back. Let me just refresh your memory with this. We'll start off at verse 13, Revelations 2, verse 13. I know your works and where you dwell, even where Satan's seat is, and you hold fast my name and have not denied my faith, even in those days where Antipas was my faithful martyr who was slain among you where Satan dwells. So Antipas was the son of Herod the Edomite who wanted to kill baby Yahusha in Kazum. He is compared to the red dragon. It's important you see that the Edomites are helping to establish Satan's kingdom. Now, let me show y'all this real quick. I'm going to just take you to Wikipedia because I want to show you that Antipas is the son of King Herod. And if you know who King Herod was an Edomite. He was not a Roman. He was appointed by the Romans, but he was not a Roman himself. He was an Edomite. So let me show y'all this real quick. Give me a second. Let me show y'all this. Herod Antipas, okay? He was an Edomite and son of Herod the Great. See that? Father, Herod the Great, all right? So this man was an Edomite, okay? And he was slain where Satan's seat is. Do y'all see how this all connects? Yeah. But Herod the Great is referred to as the red dragon, and this man was an Edomite. I probably have to do a deeper in-depth study on Herod, but he was an Idumean. Okay, and Idumea is another word for Edom. Okay, so if it says Idumea, he was an Edomite. All right, just keep that in mind as we continue to look at these different things here. Okay. All right. Now, why am I mentioning the red dragon? Because again, I want you to be able to connect Esau to Satan himself. Because once you understand that, I think that will really just make everything else just completely easy to understand. All right, as we move through this study. All right. So we've proven that. Let's get back to it. So let's read this scripture from Revelations or Kazun chapter 12, and let's understand how Herod, the Edomite, is almost likened to this red dragon, which is Satan. So Revelations 12, 1 through 13, and there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. That represents the 12 tribes of Yasharal. And she, being with child, cried, travailing in birth and pain to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his head, and his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven and did cast them to the earth. Okay, the fallen angels. This is talking about Hashatan. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. So this dragon wanted to devour Yahusha, or unalive Yahusha. Who gave that decree? That was Herod, the Edomite. It's right in your face. 5. And she brought forth the male child who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron, and her child was caught up unto Elua and to his throne. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she had a place prepared of Elua, where he will feed her there 203 days. That's talking about the second Exodus, as I've mentioned before. And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels and prevailed not. Neither was there a place found anymore in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan. So it's telling you the dragon is Satan, which deceives the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And I heard a loud voice in heaven saying, now is our salvation and strength in the kingdom of our Elua and the power of his Mashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our Elua day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives until death. Therefore rejoice, heavens that dwell therein. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devils come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knows that he has but a short time. And when the dragon saw that he was cast into the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the child. Yasharah, that's you. Because the woman is referred to as Yasharah. Yahusha comes from Yasharah. So now he persecutes you. I told you, the wars against Mashiach, the wars against Yahuwah, and the wars against you. The end times is all about you. Gotta break out of the Christian understanding, because it's nothing but lies. They want you to believe it's all about the Jewish people. But that's the deception. They want you to think it's all about them, because they're the same ones that's going to bring about the New World Order. And you're going to think you're supposed to support them because they're God's people. And then you're going to realize that they're a bunch of devil-worshiping Edomites. Knowing who his people are does matter, bro. Because it'll throw off your whole understanding of the scriptures as a whole. All right, let's keep it going. Now that we understand Esau's hand in this, it is important to understand the judgment coming to these nations, including the Edomites, for what they've done to Jacob and what Jacob's reign will look like. Before I jump into this, I want to tell you that you do not have to face these judgments if you are an Edomite or a Gentile, and you accept Yahushua HaMashiach and cleave to his people. However, those who hate us and refuse to accept the truth will be judged, not the nations who cleave. Not the nations who have come into the covenant and accept his people, grafted in, but those who hate us. This is for you. The nations are going into slavery. All right. There's no easy way to say this. There's no nice way to say this. It's the truth of the matter. What you have done to us, it shall be done unto you. So to that heathen that was over here trying to disprove who I am and tell me we ain't the people and say, oh, it don't mean that and this and that and that and this. It don't matter. You going into captivity. You got one decision to make, and that's to accept Yahusha and all the truth that comes with Yahusha. If you don't want to, then that's totally up to you. But I don't know why you would choose this. Let's keep going. Abad Yahu, Obadiah 1:15, for the day of Yahuwah is near upon all the Goyim. As you have done, it shall be done unto you. Your reward shall come back on your own head. Azara, Shani, 2nd Esdras 15, 21 through 56, or 21 and 56. Just as you've done to my chosen until this day, so I will do and will pay it back into their bosom. Thus says Yahuwah. Okay, you reap what you sow. What you've done to us, it's going to happen to you. Azara, 2nd Ezra, Azara, Sani, 2nd Ezra 15:56. As you would do to my chosen people, says Yahuwah, I will do to you, and I will hand you over to adversaries. Your children shall die of hunger. You shall fall by the edge of the sword. Now, remember, Yahusha said that we will fall by the edge of the sword. Guess what's happened to the Goyim? The same thing. Okay? It's written. It's written. Your city shall be wiped out, and all your people who are in the open country shall fall by the sword. Those who are in the mountains and highlands shall perish of hunger. They shall eat their own flesh and hunger for bread, and drink their own blood and thirst for water. Yirmiyahu, Jeremiah 30:16. However, all those who devour you, Yasharah, shall be devoured, and all your adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. And those who exploit you shall be exploited, and all who prey upon you, I shall make a prey. Kazun, Revelations 13:10. He who brings into captivity shall go into captivity. He who kills with the sword has to be killed with the sword. Here is the endurance and the belief of the Kadashim, separated ones. It's clear, bro. It's very, very clear. But it gets worse. I'm not done yet. Joel 3:6-9, and the people of Yahuda and the people of Yerushalayim you sold to the sons of Yabanim, or the Grecians, to remove them far from their borders. See, I am storing them up out of the place to which you've sold them, and I shall return on your own head what you have done, and shall sell your sons and daughters into the hands of the people of Yahuda, and they shall sell them to the Shabaim, or Samians, to a nation far off, for Yahuwah has spoken this. Proclaim this among the Gentiles, prepare for battle, wake up the mighty men, and let all the men of battle draw near, and let them come up. Dabarim 30:7. And Yahuwah your Elohah shall put all these curses on your enemies and on those who hate you, who persecute you. Now let's look at what the nation is going to deal with when it comes to these curses, because your slavery is part of the curses that's coming up on you. All right, so we're going to just look at what happened to our people, and we're going to compare that to what's going to happen to you. All right, let me give me a second here. Sorry, y'all, I had to make sure I have my phone on mute, because, you know what I'm saying, I'll be like, look at this stuff, and I don't want the phone going off. Okay, so let's look at this. The curse is reversed. You will be cursed in the city and in the field. Deuteronomy 28:3. You have scarcity of food. Remember, it says you'll die of hunger. You'll die of thirst. You'll eat your own flesh for food. Yeah, Deuteronomy 28:17 and Deuteronomy 28:5. You will have infertility. We're already seeing that right now. How are they telling you about the Caucasians and how they having low birth rates? The curses are already reversing. It's just going to become more pronounced over time. Deuteronomy 28:18, instability, no money to pay your bills, no money to pay your rent, no money to feed your family. We're seeing that right now. You see the Caucasian people crying about how they can't afford their rent, they can't afford their mortgage. Deuteronomy 28:20, sickness. Deuteronomy 28:22, drought. Deuteronomy 28:23-24, defeated before your enemies. Deuteronomy 28:25, your carcass will be food for the birds and for the beasts. Deuteronomy 28:26, confusion and mental illness. Deuteronomy 28:28. Okay, you see a lot of Caucasians having a problem with drugs and fentanyl, and they have a mental health episodes, they have meltdowns and all type of stuff. They now swimming in their cognitive dissonance, can't accept the truth, running from the truth. They in denialism. They mad at the Negroes. Yeah, these curses are already reversing. Let's keep going. Your wives will be violated. Deuteronomy 28:30. Your stolen property, a stolen inheritance. Deuteronomy 28:31. Your children abducted and violated. Deuteronomy 28:30. Oppression. Deuteronomy 28:33. Just like you say, oh, I'm tired of the anti-white racism. I can't take it. Please stop talking about me like that. Oh, why do they treat us this way? Black people are so racist. Yeah, the curses, they don't feel so good, do it. We've been going through this for 400 years. It don't feel so good, does it? Oppression, Deuteronomy 28:33, become a reproach and made ashamed. Deuteronomy 28:37. Why do you think that documentary about Esau and the Horites got so many of these folks triggered? You know why? Because the information has come out. And now that the information has come out, now they are becoming the reproach. Now they are becoming the byword. Now they are becoming a reproach to all nations. Plagues of locusts and insects, Deuteronomy 28:58-59, slavery and exile. Finally, Deuteronomy 28:41. Again, the Gentiles don't have to go through this if you just accept the truth. Accept your Usha, throw your white Jesus in the trash. Because the people you're going to have to deal with, who I'm about to show you, as I've said plenty of times, don't like you. Okay? The Sabians, or the Shabaim, this is who you're going to be sold to. And they're going to be a lot more worse to you than you were to us. These are some African Hamites. They are very tall people, very statuesque. And I heard they're very, very lethal with them bang bangs. The people of Yahuda and the people of Jerusalem you sold to the Grecians. See, I'm stirring them up out of place to what you sold them. I shall return unto you what you've done, and shall sell your sons and daughters into the hands of the people of Yahuda. So Yahuda will sell you to us. And we will sell you to the Shabaim or Sabians, these very tall Africans who do not like Europeans and other nations for the most part. Is that what you want? Look at this Caucasian man and look how tall this Sabian is. Look at this African American and look how tall this Sabian is. This can't be what you want. This can't be what you want. Jeremiah 50:33, thus says Yahuwah, the children of Yasharal and the children of Yahuda were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast, and they refused to let them go. Zechariah 11:5, whose owners slaughter them and feel no guilt, and their sellers say, blessed be God, for I become rich, and their own shepherds do not spare them. Zechariah 1:15, for I am very wroth, this Yahuwah, I am very wroth with the Goyim who are at ease, for when I was a little angry, they furthered the evil. Zechariah, they took it too far. Yeah, he scattered us to the heathen, but the heathen took it too far. That's why they got a judgment coming. Zechariah chapter 2, verse 8, for thus says Yahuwah of hosts, for the sake of esteem, he sent me to the Goyim which plunder you, for he who touches you touches the apple of my eye. Yes, there is a judgment because whether you want to believe it or not, the Negro is the apple of the Most High's eye. And he will avenge his people for what you've done to them. Baruch Rishon, 1 Baruch 4:31-36. Miserable are they that afflicted thee and rejoiced at your fall. Miserable are the cities which your children served. Miserable is she that received your sons. For as she rejoiced at your ruin and was glad of your fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. For a fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time. O Yerushalayim, look about look about you towards the east, and behold the joy that come unto you from Yahuwah. Yakazakal, Ezekiel 28, 25 to 26. Thus says Yahuwah, when I have gathered the house of Yasharal from the peoples among whom they are scattered, I shall be Kadash in them before the eyes of the Guyim. And they shall dwell in their own land, which I gave to my servant Jacob or Jacob, and they shall dwell safely and build houses and plant vineyards and dwell safely when I execute judgment on all those around them who despise them. And they shall know that I am Yahuwah their Elohim. So while we living good and we building houses, the Gentiles are going to be suffering. That's what it says. It's not a joke. Azara Rabbi, 2nd Ezra 15, 21 to 27. Just as you done to my chosen, my elect, unto this day, so will I do and pay it back into their laps. Thus says Yahuwah, my right hand will not spare the sinners, and my sword will not cease from those who shed innocent blood on earth. And a fire went forth from his wrath and consumed the foundation of the earth, and the sinners like burnt straw. Alas, for those who sin and do not observe my commandments, says Yahuwah, I will not spare them. Depart, you faithless children. Do not pollute my sanctuary, for Yahuwah knows all who sin against him. Therefore, he will hand them over to death and slaughter. Already calamities have come upon the whole earth, and you shall remain in them. Yahuwah will not deliver you, because you've sinned against him. Yashayahu, Isaiah 19:20, and it shall be for a sign and for a witness unto Yahuwah Sabaoth in the land of Egypt, for they shall cry unto Yahuwah because of the oppressors, and he shall send them a savior and a great one, and he shall deliver them. Azara Shani, 2nd Ezra 56 to 58, or 21, 56 to 58. Like as they do unto the others, and they do unto my chosen, I will do unto them, and I will recompense in their bosom. Thus says Yahuwah, like as you have done to my children, says Yahuwah, even shall Yahuwah do unto thee, and shall deliver thee into mischief. Your children shall die of hunger, and you shall fall by the sword. Man, serious stuff. Let's keep going. Yahusha will slay our enemies and oppressors. Kazun 19, verse 13. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called Ha-Dabar Shal Alua, the word of Yahuwah. Okay? Mathoth Yahu, Matthew 10:34. Think not that I've come to send shalom on earth. I come not to send shalom, but a sword. All right, so all these lies about the Messiah, the white Messiah holding the lamb and hugging all these children and all that goofy stuff, that ain't it. Yahusha's coming to slay the oppressor. He's coming to slay our enemies. He's coming to, it says that his vesture and his garments will be covered in blood. He's coming to depopulate the heathens. He is not coming to hug everybody. He is coming to fight for his people. Mathoth Yahu, Matthew 24, 27 to 30. For as the lightning comes from the east and shines to the west, so also shall the coming of the son of Adam be. For wherever the dead body is, there the eagle shall be gathered together. And immediately after the distress of those days, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give its light, and the stars shall fall from the Shamayim, and the powers of the Shamayim shall be shaken. Then the sign of the son of Adam shall appear in the Shamayim. Then all the tribes of the earth shall mourn, and they shall see the son of Adam coming on the clouds of the Shamayim with power and much esteem. So he's coming with a sword here. They didn't teach us that in Christianity. Luke 19:27. Yahusha ended by saying, but as for those enemies of mine who do not want me to be king over them, bring them here and kill them in my presence. Oh, so you got a problem with him being a Negro. Oh, so you don't want a dark-skinned Messiah that you got to bow to. Oh, you don't like that his people going to rule with him that are Negroes. Well, Yahusha going to command us to kill you. They don't want me to be king over them. Yasharal, take them and slay them right here. Slay them in my face. You really don't have a choice as a Gentile. I'm just being honest. Unless you really, really want some wrath. Unless you really want destruction. This is what I'm saying. You can't really run from the truth. It's not going to be a good situation to those who reject the truth. It's just not. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Look. I don't want nobody to take offense to this, but Yahusha's a real one. He a real nigga. And he don't play. Now, you know, Jesus, they done softened him up. They done made him look like a girl. You know, they got him looking like, you know, a woman and all that with long hair and feminine aspects and all of that. But this Negro Messiah, he ain't one to play with. Okay, he ain't. Let's keep going. He's the realest. Right, Frank. Baruch Shani, 2nd Baruch 72, 2-6. After the signs have come, of which I have previously told you, when the Goyim, or the nations, become confused, and the time of my Mashiach comes, he will call all nations, and some of them he will spare, and some of them he will kill. So there will be some nations that will be spared, okay? And those will most likely be the nations who have cleaved, who have accepted Mashiach. As I said, the wrath and all that of Yahuwah is for those who don't accept the truth, because there's only one way to Yahuwah, that's through Yahusha. So he's going to slay and he's going to spare, okay? Every nation which is not known Yahshua and has not trodden down the seed of Jacob will indeed live. So those who may not have known who we are, right, but they didn't treat us bad, they didn't trod down on us, they will be spared, okay? And this is because some from every nation will be subjected to your people. You see that? They will serve us. But all those who've ruled over you and have known you will be delivered up to the sword. So all them people that know who you are and treat you with disrespect and want to reject you and don't want to hear the truth and say, be quiet, you're not the chosen, I want to support Amalek, they will be completely destroyed by Mashiach. Yahusha will also slay Edom. Yakazakal, Ezekiel 25, 12-14. Thus says Yahuwah, because you, Adum, or Edom, has dealt against the house of Yahudah by taking vengeance and has greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Therefore, thus says Yahuwah, I will stretch out my hand upon Adum, and I will cut off every man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Taman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. And I will lay my vengeance upon Adum or Edom by the hand of my people Yasharal. Wait a minute. He said he will lay vengeance upon Edom through us. Remember how I told y'all we're going to get a chance to deal with these folks? It says it right here. Let me give it to you again. I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Yasharal. And they shall do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, says Yahuwah. We're going to deal with the Edomites. It's okay. That's what I'm saying. It's like when I deal with these Caucasians that feel the way they do about me, I realize what the scriptures say. So it's like, I'm like, okay, well, you know, keep on feeling that way. Okay, y'all want a civil war? Okay, wait till Yahuwah's on our side and he with us. You're not going to prevail. Okay, your pew-pews ain't going to save you when it comes to the Most High for real. So there will become a time of vengeance, y'all. All right, so if you're dealing with some hardship, you're dealing with some things with these folks, just understand Yahuwah will give us a chance to deal with these people. All right, including Amalek. Oh, I can't wait for that. I'm rubbing my hands. Eye for an eye, blood for a blood. Let's go. Amalek gotta go. All right, I'm ready. I'm ready to get them boys. Y'all hear me? I'm over here clapping my head. After all these people have done, I'm just saying, why not? Yahuwah knows how we feel. He knows what we've been going through. He knows what these people have said, how they worked against us, how they destroyed us as a people, how they got us hating ourselves and all this. Oh, there's recompense for sure. Y'all laughing. I'm gonna get in the comments in a little bit, y'all. Yahushua will also slay Edom. Abad Yahu Obadiah 1, 10-14. For your violence against your brother Jacob, shame shall cover you. You shall be cut off forever. In the day that you stood on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Yerushalayim, even you were as one of them. But you should not have looked on the day of your brother in the day that he became a stranger. Neither should you have rejoiced over the children of Yahudah in the day of their distress. Neither should you have spoken proudly in the day of distress. You should not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, you should not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Neither should you have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Neither should you have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. So Esau was involved in what took place in 70 AD. It wasn't just the Romans. You ever wonder why the Yahudim lost their heritage and all their books were taken, but somehow, some way, the Talmud and Judaism survived? They were Edomites. Edomites proclaiming to be Yahudim. But the Yahudim went into slavery. Okay? But the Pharisees didn't. The Edomites didn't. Y'all realize that that was on purpose, right? Let's keep going. Yashayahu, Isaiah 34, 1-8. Matter of fact, let me read some of y'all comments before I continue. I don't want y'all to think I'm ignoring you. Let's see. Remember when Shamuel the prophet cut up that king? Keep playing with Yahuwah. Facts. Facts. He is not the one to play with for real. Yexer said he will be the first in line to reach out and touch that. Oh boy, I'm telling you. I gotta get that meme. Y'all remember Training Day when Denzel Washington when they went into that house and they found a whole bunch of money? You know what I'm saying? And Denzel Washington. It just makes me think of that. When Denzel Washington saw the money, he was just all like, that's kind of what that reminds me of, for real. I see y'all having a little good old time in the chat. We getting our power back. Super Negroes. Facts, man. 144K, bro. I even see like a lot of shows, movies, and things like that. That there's a new show on Netflix. I haven't watched it. I forgot what it was called, but it's about Negroes with superpowers. I forget what it's called. I don't remember what it's called for the life of me, but that's essentially the show. And I was gonna check it out. Somebody told me about it. I might check it out. I don't know. The special effects looks kind of cheesy to me, so probably not. Yup, love that movie. Yeah, I mean, I love Training Day for real. You know what I'm saying? My grandfather is in extreme idolatry. He is a Jewish convert, not of the Khazarian bloodline. He does not know who he is as a natural branch of Yahudah. Well, I think it's very important, sis, to help him understand that those people are imposters. I think it's very important to show him the truth, because following Judaism will get him destroyed right along with Amalek. Once people can understand that, matter of fact, real quick, let me just show y'all this. I put a new documentary on Rumble the other day. I forgot to tell y'all about it. This video would be a good one to show your family member about them. But it's this one. Let me show it to y'all real quick. It's called The Synagogue of Satan documentary. Now, I did not do the editing. I found it on Twitter, and I just downloaded the video and put it up. But this is it right here. Let me show y'all. Let me zoom in a little bit more. So this is it right here. This is The Synagogue of Satan documentary. And it talks about the child sacrifices they do and all type of stuff. These people are some devils for real. You need to show him this movie. Matter of fact, let me post a link in the chat in case y'all want to check it out later or something. Let me go to it. Hold on. So this is it right here. The Synagogue of Satan documentary. And I'm going to just post the link in the chat real quick. You said I don't talk to him? Well, I mean, if you don't even talk to him, then there's not really nothing you can do. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, if he's not going to be able to get the truth from you, then there's not really anything he can do. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate. He was a former Mason. If he done already took an oath to them people, I don't really think there's much you can do. I mean, unless he's really willing to give up everything he knows and denounce that organization and all that. And that's the thing. I don't think that people who are Freemasons can't receive Yahusha, but they got to denounce that organization. They got to denounce everything that they was a part of. 136 people watching, only 87 likes. Come on, y'all. Hit the like. Hit the like. It's free. It helps the channel out. It costs nothing. Please hit the like button, y'all. But yeah, a person, if they took the oath, the Luciferian oath or anything like that, they can totally be saved, but they got to denounce that. And usually the way out is death. But a lot of people will be afraid of that. So many of them are not willing to. Let's see. I'm reading some more of these comments. They hate, they carry for no reason. I'm gonna laugh at their destruction. Right. Okay, hold on, y'all. I'm reading some more comments here. That is someone else's name in the chat. Wait, what happened? Cassie says, I love your videos. Oh, thank you so much, sis. I appreciate that. What does Linda mean at Abiyahu? I'm new here. I have the Hallelujah scriptures. Adriana, is it pronounced Adriana? Yeah, I have the Hallelujah scriptures, but like I said, I have plenty of other translations too. So the translations I have the Septuagint, I have the Sefer, which I have right here. I like the Sefer because it has all the books. I have the Hallelujah scriptures, I have the scriptures, and then I also have the KJV, regular KJV. And yeah, I've got many different versions because I like to do comparative studies sometimes. I'm just reading some of y'all comments, so give me a minute to catch up if I missed something. Linda's here. Shabbat Shalom, sis. Good to see you. Okay. Look out for my monthly donations next month. Peace and blessings. Oh, thank you. All praises to Most High. I appreciate that. What is the name of the Bible you read? Oh, okay. I just answered it. But these scriptures that I used from this translation are from the Sefer for this particular lesson. Okay. All right, y'all. I'm just going through these. I wanted to answer some of y'all questions. So, D. Rich, Shabbat Shalom. Good to see you. Oh, you must be talking about Linda Rutherford. Oh, yeah. That's our sister in Yahusha. She's good people. It's good to hear that the Gentiles have hope. They really do. That's what I'm saying. Like, you will never, ever under the dome hear me ever say Gentiles ain't got nothing to hold to. We honestly, man, it's my desire for the Gentiles to be saved. And I don't want to see these people go through the things they're gonna go through. Why would you want that? After how bad it's been for our people and what we've experienced, I wouldn't want them to go through that, especially when you got a decision to make. And it's really not that hard. It's just getting out that mindset of seeing yourself as superior and above everybody. Alondra, y'all will. Hey, sis, all praises. Good to see you. Queen Raya Yasharal sent $10. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate that. Yeah, where is Melanated by Yahuwah, y'all? She is not here. That's interesting. Yeah, she hasn't popped up at all today. Have you heard the true scriptures that's coming out? If you have, what do you think? Okay, so everybody in here, for the most part, who rocks with me normally, knows I do not rock with Promote the Truth, Jay Nolan. I don't rock with him at all. All right, I don't rock with him at all because he has been proven to be attached to his pyramid scheme, and he is currently on the lam right now. I'm gonna just show you. He made that translation, and I just don't trust him. I just don't trust that guy. Hold on a minute. Give me a second. He is using the Most High's name for monetary purposes. And I'm going to show the evidence. I know some of y'all don't know this, but we do not rock with Promote the Truth at all, bro. We do not rock with that Negro. And it's for good reason. I don't just have an issue with people just because I have an issue with them. Look at this. The FTC goes after Jay Nolan and Success by Health. Jay Nolan, that's him right there, ain't it? That's the guy behind True Scriptures, ain't it? Jay Nolan is somebody who has a very bad name in the network marketing scheme. Former foundation of Serengeti, a small MLM company, merged in 2015 with RAN International. Jay Nolan was a short-time corporate executive of RAN International. This guy is a pyramid scheme. And look how much he was charging for the True Scriptures, as well as like some shirts and coffee mugs and stuff. $10,000. The dude is a scammer. I don't rock with none of that, bro. I do not rock with any of that. But that's his face right there. Pyramid scheme. And you could look him up on Google and you could find this out, read it out for yourself, that he is involved in the pyramid scheme right now. And he's on the run from the law. Probably got a warrant out for him right now. And you could even look at the Federal Trade Commission and you can see the case they got against him. Jay Nolan Jr. Yep, that's him. Look at that. Jay Nolan, the defendant. Yeah, he is a part of this. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think you got to be careful. Jay Nolan raised almost $600,000 in legal fees and lied to get it. Whoo, boy. The man, yummy. The man was selling button and pencils. So this man has been using Yahuwah's name to monetize, to pay off his legal fees. Oh, boy. And now he done found out the truth about the name Yahuwah and Yahusha. And now he's using that to his benefit. This is the full article right here. But you can see that's him. So I would just say be careful. Following and listening to everybody. As I've said, don't eat from every table. And look, it mentions his name, and he's the main one right here. James J. Dwight Nolan Jr., Linda Nolan, that's his wife, Scott A. Harris, and Thomas G. Saka Jr. are operating a pyramid scheme that uses false promises of wealth and income to entice thousands of consumers to join. The FTC alleges that the defendants have taken more than $7 million from consumers and pocketed over $1.3 million for themselves. The FTC also alleges that Jay Nolan is violating a 2002 court order stemming from a previous FTC case related to another failed pyramid scheme. Shortly before launching Success by Health in 2017, the FTC alleges Nolan told an audience, "People ask what I do, and I said I build pyramids, man." Yeah. So, there it is right there. The proof is in the pudding. I just think that people got to be careful. And he says, when it comes to this True Scriptures thing, he said he translated it from Greek. I don't know. Something is just off about that. Pastor Rick Fletcher, Shabbat Shalom, he said, wow, I didn't know that about Nolan. You know what, Ak, beloved pastor? A lot of people don't know that about him. And it's sad because he has a really big following. I think a little bit of the information has come out about certain things, but a lot of people blindly support him. And there was one guy that did, and he wrote me about the True Scriptures because I was talking about Abari and the language and Hebrew and learning and stuff like that. And I told him about Jay. And he was like, oh, well, I'm like, he's charging $10,000. That was before I found out about the pyramid scheme. And so it was like, I showed him that he was charging like $10,000 for, some hats and some coffee mugs of this so-called True Scriptures. And that didn't seem to faze him. And he's like, well, I support him. I don't have a problem with it, so on and so forth. I was like, okay, whatever. Then when I showed him the pyramid scheme stuff, he still didn't care. I feel like people hold certain people in this truth to a certain standard so high up that if you see them caught up in something wrong or something wicked, you refuse to say, that's wicked, I don't rock with that, I can't rock with this person. They don't hold these people accountable, and that's a problem. Why is it the false movers always have the largest platforms? Hashatan always rewards those who do his bidding. They working with the enemy, right? Fame comes with a cost. Exactly. That's why, I'm a little, now, there are people out here who do have big platforms that I believe are operating in righteousness, like Truth Unedited. He has a pretty big platform, 700,000. Yeah, he's pretty. Hey, Debbie's in the building. What's up, babe? Shabbat shalom. I hope he was gonna be here. I was like, where you at? That's my fiance right here. Shout out to her. So like for me, right? I've always loved Truth Unedited. And by the way, did y'all see? We're gonna get back to the lesson, but we got a little time. Give me a 1 if you saw the 2 videos that Truth Unedited did yesterday. I want to talk about that a little bit because it has a lot to do with what I'm talking about right now in this lesson. So give me a 1 if y'all saw Truth Unedited video last night. Okay, y'all did. All praises. Okay, y'all did see it. Okay. Well, have y'all noticed? Because when it goes to videos about us talking about who we are or him talking about who we are and stuff like that. Oh, you shared them? Yeah. Those videos were good. I can't wait to the We Aren't Black. Yes. That's correct, Pastor. Every time Truth Unedited talks about who Yahshua truly is, those folks always get triggered. It's like an easy way to trigger them. And William said $10. Thank you for bringing this information. I didn't know this. Thank you for all that you do, all the knowledge you continue to bring us. All praises to the Most High. I'm glad to do that. I just don't want people to be led astray because we are in the last days, and that falling away mentioned in 2 Thessalonians, that's not about Christianity. That is about this Abari Hebrew truth. As Yahshua continues to awaken, there will be many false doctrines thrown around. So every time he talks about who Yahshua truly is, I notice the Gentiles get extremely triggered by it. Every time. Now, whenever he preaches about, the Bible and it's all inclusive and stuff like that, they have no problem with it. But the thing is, that tells you that they prioritize themselves above us. Because when it's, when they're not the center of attention, now all of a sudden you mad. Now they're saying Truth Unedited, is a deceiver and he's a manipulator and he has some kind of agenda. You know what I'm saying? To tell this. No, he is a Yahudi himself. And his teachings are very inclusive for the most part. I don't see him, calling people Edomites and stuff. He ain't even talked about Esau on his channel. So he's very inclusive, right? But he said in the video, it's about the awakening, helping awaken the dry bones. And yes, he is called to do that. We are. The Yahudim are called to help awaken Yahuwah's people so we can return to him and we can return to our position in Yahuwah Yahusha as priests. And as I continue to go through this study, you're going to see why it's so important to know who you are. Oh, Yasharah, there is many, many blessings Yahuwah has for you. There is so much the Most High has for you that is so beautiful. What is promised to you. And we're going to go through all of that. Don't worry. We're going to get through it. Frank Abarek. Yes, very, very well said. His agenda is Yahuwah. He loves the Father. There's nothing about him I think is disingenuous. He got a heart for the Most High. He got a heart for Yahuwah's people. And he also has a heart for the Gentiles who are, want to be a part of this as well, who want to be grafted in. He has no agenda other than the truth. That's the thing. His agenda is the truth unedited. There you go. That's how you should say it. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Hey, Torah Living, I ain't gonna lie, Ak. Like, he has been kind of coming a little harder than he normally does. But I understand why. And I understand, also when it comes to him, he's fully aware of what comes with telling the truth, especially things like this. He knows the Christians and the evangelicals and all the rest of them, ain't going to receive it or have a problem with it. Even some Negroes. They were like, this one guy was like, I used to like your videos. I used to enjoy what you do. You kept it scriptural, but now you have like this white, you have like this black agenda, like this white supremacist agenda. Let me show y'all this post I did. And we're going to get back to the lesson, but I just want to kind of chill with y'all for a little bit before I get back to it. Because we got some more stuff to show you. So I did a post. When I watched this video yesterday, it led me to do this post about, let me just show you real quick. I feel like words can't really put it into perspective good enough. Take a look at this. Let me show y'all this. So this is a meme that I did, and I think that this meme is so accurate for real. So actually, let me make it bigger. Okay, look at this. I'm a Christian. The response is from the people, praise Jesus. I say I'm a Muslim. The response is praise Allah. I'm a Yasharali from the Israelite from the tribe of Yahuda. The response is, that's racist. You people are hateful and you're not the chosen. Okay, you can identify as a dog. You can identify as a cat. You can identify as a grilled cheese sandwich. You can identify as a turtle. But you Negroes better not identify with what you truly are, which is Yahudim. Don't you dare ever say that you are a Yahudi. Don't you ever say that. Everything else you can be. You want to be a tranny, you want to be this, you want to be that, fine, but don't you dare say that you are a Yahudi. She said, trans animal. Y'all are hilarious. But that's what I see a lot from the other nations, and it's actually really kind of sad. He's not racist at all. He even says that if the Gentile nations will keep Yahuwah's law, statutes, commandments, and receive his son Yahusha, they can be grafted in. Right? That's exactly what that means, right? He has never, Truth Unedited has never said anything different than that. But the problem is, and like I said, a lot of times they weaponize the term racism. They weaponize it. What they do is if you say anything that happens to be true, especially concerning our people, right? They will weaponize that by saying you're racist for saying you're a Yahudi. You're racist for saying the Messiah was Negro. You're racist for saying that your ancestors are descendants of slaves and they connect to the curses of Deuteronomy 28:68. 28:15 through 68. They do that all the time. That's their agenda. They need to be the central focus of everything. So when they're not, that's why they get mad. Christians are starting to call it a cult. It's messed up. I mean, bro, that's the most irritating thing to me. They call everything a cult but their religion, which in essence is a cult. It is a cult, but they'll never, ever come out and say that, Christianity is a cult as well. They never do that. Everything's a cult but their religion, which is just insane to me. They will get in their feeling. Yeah, it's just like a trigger thing. Just like if I say, being Yahshua or proclaiming yourself for your actual heritage and saying I'm Yahshua is just as triggering if you bring up George Floyd. It's just as triggering if you say I'm woke. Okay, there's like little trigger words, and I want you to understand that you calling yourself an Israelite, they're not really familiar with the term Yahshua, but saying I'm an Israelite, that's becoming a trigger term for them. It's coming from a black person, a Negro. A lot of them also seem to think that when you're grafted in, you become a spiritual Israelite. But where is that in scripture? Where is it in the Bible that you become a spiritual Israelite? That's not biblical. You do not become spiritual Jacob. Because if you look at the scriptures, and we're going to go through some of them in a little bit. If you look at the scriptures, right? Every time it mentions these other nations that were sojourning among us, they're called strangers. They are called Gentiles. They are still Goyim. They are just grafted into the covenant, but they are still Goyim. They are still Gentiles. They're still heathens, right? Sojourner, stranger, Gentile, that's what they are. Your bloodline doesn't change. You can't convert or be grafted into a bloodline. The nation is not, well, the nation is a specific bloodline, But the nation of Yasharal itself, those who take a hold of the covenant and keep the laws and statutes of a nation, right? You keep the laws of the nation, you become grafted in, but it doesn't make you an Israelite. So what's promised to Jacob does not apply to the Gentiles, and I'm going to show you that in a second. Now, when you go to the book of, I believe that's Galatians 3:29, and it says that if you're in Mashiach, you become Abraham's seed. Okay, the reason why it says that is because you do become an heir to the inheritance, because that was promised to Abraham's seed. But what they fail to understand is it does not say you become Jacob's seed. You do not become Jacob's seed. Abraham, not Jacob. So if you want to be fair, you become a Bari or Hebrew spiritually, but you do not become an Israelite. Israelites are descendants of Jacob's seed. Hebrews are Abraham, Isaac, Esau. Jacob himself was a Hebrew. The Israelites are those who came from Jacob's seed. No, you do not become Jacob. You become spiritually Hebrew. Cross over, you become a Bari, but you're still a Gentile, essentially. You just get access to the inheritance. Julio, I wouldn't be surprised if he was here. He's probably listening, and I'm glad he is. But, you know, I don't know. Anyway, y'all, let's get back to this, man. We could talk some more when I'm done with the lesson, but I got some exciting things I want to show you guys about our redemption. But we got to finish talking about what Yahusha's coming to do, because these pastors really, Pastor Porky Pig, Pork Chop, Catfish Eater, ain't telling you about what Yahusha's really coming to do. All right, and one of those things is he will slay Edom. There will be no seat at the table of Yah's chosen children. They will be our servants. Right. Because even when you look at Zechariah, it says they have to come down to Jerusalem to keep the feast days. So they will not really be amongst us. There will be a separation between Yahuwah's chosen and those nations grafted into the kingdom. And they will not be given the same blessings, the same reward, and everything else we're going to receive. They get eternal life. They get, you know, the imperfect immortal body and some nice little rewards. So I'm not going to take that away from them. But what we get is so much more than them. That's why we say we got to start establishing the fact that they are not Israelites. They are Gentiles grafted in. And I'm going to prove that in a second. Shout out to B Smur. Shabbat Shalom, Op. Let's finish this up, family. We're almost done, okay? Yahusha will slay Edom. Yashayahu 34, 1-8, come near, you nations, to hear and listen, O people. Let the earth and all that is here, and the world and all that comes forth from it. For Yahuwah is angry at all Hakuyim, the nations, and his wrath is against all their armies. He has utterly doomed them. He has given them over to slaughter, so their slain will be thrown out, and the stenches of the corpse will rise, and the mountains will flow with their blood. All the hosts of heaven will be dissolved, and the skies will be rolled up like a scroll. All their hosts, the stars and the planets, will also wither away as a leaf withers from the vine, and as a fig withers from the fig tree. For my sword is satiated with blood. But I thought he's coming in peace. I thought he's coming in shalom. But here is telling you the Negro Messiah is about to have a sword satiated with blood. He ain't over here coming to hug no lambs. You kidding me? My sword is satiated with blood in heaven. Indeed, I will come down for judgment on Edom, Adum, and on the people whom I have doomed for destruction. So there are people that will be spared, and there will be those who will be slain, as the scriptures say. The sword of Yahuwah is filled with blood from sacrifices, bloodshed. It drips with fat, with the blood of lambs and goats, and with the fat of the kidney of rams. For Yahuwah has a sacrifice in Basra. If you know what Basra is, that is Edom's capital city, the capital city of Edom, Adum. And a great slaughter in the land of Adum. So it don't say a slaughter, it says a great one. Wild oxen will also fall with them, and the young bulls with the strong bulls, and their land will be soaked with blood, and their dust made greasy with fat. For Yahuwah has a day of vengeance, a year of retribution, for the cause of who? Zion, his people. Can Edomites be saved? Yes. And I'm going to prove they can be, because some people be telling me they can't be saved at all. That is not true. That is not what the scriptures say. Job was an Edomite, y'all. Okay? And he was called a righteous man. So let's just keep that in mind. But let's look at the scriptures. Can Edomites be saved? Yes. Some will be spared, but many will be destroyed. All right? Now, we're going to get into the rise of Yasharal, and one of those things is servitude. But you're going to see here, it proves that Edomites can be saved. Amos 9:11. In that day, I'll raise up a Sukkoth of Daud that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as the days of old, that they, Yasharal, may possess the remnant of Edom. So if Edom has a remnant, then that means they're not going to all be destroyed. There will be some who will be spared, and they will be possessed by us. They will be our servants. And I'm going to show another witness in a second, that they may possess the remnant of Edom, so what's left of Edom, and all of the heathen, all heathens will serve us. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And this is why I say they don't become Yasharal. They're serving us. We're not serving them, okay? They're still Gentiles. They're still heathens. All right. And all the heathen which are called by my name, says Yahuwah, that does it. So Yahuwah says they're called by his name, but he still calls them heathens. They're still Gentiles, y'all. That's why you got to read line upon line, precept upon precept. Yes, they're called by his name. They have become his adopted children, but they are still heathens. Okay. All right. Let's keep reading. Now, another witness when it comes to can some Edomites be saved? I'm not going to say Edomites in general, because many of them will be destroyed, but can some be saved? Yes. Bereshit, Genesis 25:23-26. When you go back to the beginning of the prophecy about Edom and Esau and Jacob, it tells you the older shall serve the younger. Who came out first? Esau. He's written to serve us. I mean, at least the ones that are spared and saved. And Yahuwah said unto her, 2 nations are in your room, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from your generation. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. So they're going to be completely destroyed. Then how can this prophecy come to pass? And when her days were delivered and fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb, and the first one came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Ashu, or Esau. And after that came out his brother, and his hand took hold onto Ashu's heel, and his name was called Jacob, or Jacob. And Yatshak, or Isaac, was 80 years old when she bore them, Rebekah. But it says right here that the older shall serve the younger, and guess who came out first? Esau. He's written to serve us. Then we also have a second witness in Amos 9:11. All right. Now, the Gentiles who want to avoid these fates must be grafted in. So I am happy to come forward and tell you it's not all doom and gloom. I'm going to walk you through the grafting in process to those who are new. Okay, so we're going to talk about this grafting in, right? It's not hopeless for the Gentiles. I'm saying I can't just talk about destruction and slavery, but then not tell you there's a way to avoid this, okay, to the Gentiles, all right? So the Gentiles who want to avoid these fates must be grafted in. I will now walk you through the grafting in process, okay? Gentiles can be grafted in and inherit the kingdom. And I've got some witnesses to back that up. Yehukanan Rishon, 1 John 2:1-2. My little children, I write this to you so you do not sin. And if anyone sins, we have an intercessor with the Father, and Yahushua HaMashiach, a righteous one. And he himself is an atoned offering for our sins. And not for ours only, who? Yasharal, but also for the whole world. Okay? So Mashiach did die for the whole world and those who believe upon his name. People love to go to him saying, I'm only sent to the lost sheep of Yasharal, but y'all do realize he was trying to get his people to come back to the covenant, but it didn't change the fact and the purpose. When Yahuwah told Abraham, through your seed will all nations of the earth be blessed, who is that through? Yahusha. He said all nations. Romans 3:29. Or is he the Eluah of the Yahudim only and not also of the Gentiles? Yes, of the Gentiles also. So if he becomes the Eluah of the Gentiles, does that mean they're Jacob? No. It just means they can come in covenant with our Father through Hamashiach, the Messiah. Galathim, Galatians 3:29. And if you are in Mashiach, then you are the seed of Abraham and heirs according to the promise. So yes, the Gentiles will gain an inheritance. And I'm going to show you that. And then, like I said, they become seed of Abraham. They become an heir to the inheritance. But again, their inheritance is not like ours. And I'm going to show you that a little bit as we move on. All right. Line up on line, precept upon precept. Bathial says, I had trouble finding you today. Oh, snaps. Did you, sis? I'm sorry about that. Shabbat Shalom, fam. I just jumped on Word of Truth Kingdom Ministries. What's up? All praises to the Most High. Good to see you. All right, Romans 11:13-23. Now, when it comes to understanding the grafting into the nations, it's so important to read Romans 11 because Romans 11 really explains this. But if you don't have the understanding of it, you know what I'm saying, it can be kind of hard to understand. So I'm going to walk you through it, and I put the words in so you can understand that they're talking about two people here. They're talking about the natural branches, who are Yasharal, who are the original covenant holders and keepers. And then you have the Gentiles, who are the wild olive tree or the wild branches of the olive tree that become grafted into the natural branches, okay? Or among the natural branches is a better way to say it. You become grafted in amongst them, okay? So we are the natural, you are the wild. But the root of this righteous olive tree is Yahushua HaMashiach. So once you accept him, he is the root, and through him, you become grafted into this righteous olive tree, which is the nation of Yasharal. Okay, so let's read Romans 11, and I'll walk you through it. 11:13-23, for I speak to you, the Gentiles, inasmuch as I am an emissary to the Gentiles, I esteem my service, if somehow I might provoke to jealousy those who are my flesh, Yasharal. Now, I know some of these Yahudim like to say that this is talking about the northern kingdom. Then why does Paul say that I'm going to provoke my flesh to jealousy? To jealousy. So when I hear Yahudim talk about these folks can't be saved, why you hugged up with the Edomite, why you love the oppressor, ... Homie, I go off the word. The fact that you're jealous that they can get salvation, you're fulfilling what Paul said. Ooh. So his people will be provoked to jealousy. Why? Because Yahuwah gave originally the inheritance was only for us. It was originally only for us. But because of the ancestors and their disobedience, our ancestors, our forefathers, their disobedience, Yahuwah opened a way to the other nations. Yes, he did. Now the Gentiles can also inherit. That I might provoke to jealousy those who are my flesh, Yasharal, and save some of them, Yasharal. For if their casting away, which is Yasharal, is the restoration to favor of the world, the heathens, the Gentiles, the Goyim, what is their acceptance but life from the dead? Now, if the first fruit is Kadash, the lump is also. And if the root is Kadash, so are the branches. And then some of the branches, Yasharal, were broken off, and you, being a wild olive tree, the Gentiles, so we are the branches that were broken off because of unbelief, right? Now you are a wild olive tree, Gentiles. You have been grafted in among them, the natural branches, which are Yasharal, and came to share the root and fatness of the olive tree. Yahushua HaMashiach, through Yahushua HaMashiach, you come into the covenant because you have now become a covenant keeper. You now get to embellish and enjoy the inheritance that is promised, which is the kingdom. Now, again, there are certain levels to that we're going to explain. But the fatness and rootness of the olive tree is not only salvation through Hamashiach, but it is also the inheritance of the kingdom. Okay? But do not boast against the natural branches, Yasharal. And if you boast, remember, you do not bear the root, but the root bears you. So if you boast against Yahuwah's people, you do not bear the root of Yahusha HaMashiach, because Yahusha is that root. Okay? So you cannot bear the root of Yahusha if you hate or you boast against his people. He was sent to his people. Yahusha was sent to Yasharal. Paul was sent to the heathens. Yahusha was sent to us. All right? We are Yahuwah's people. We are his first love. You cannot expect to be grafted in amongst a nation of Negroes if you don't like Negroes. The Messiah is a Negro. Yahusha's chosen people are Negroes. There's no way around that. I know these 12 tribes charts and told y'all some things, but man, they done lied. So boast not against the natural branches, okay? Accepting the truth. So another thing about this, as far as for the Gentiles to be grafted in, is you must also accept the truth of Yahusha HaMashiach, and I'm going to walk you through that a little bit right now. So accepting Ha'amath, the truth of Yahusha HaMashiach. Yehukanan, John 4:24, Alua is Ruach, and they that worship him must worship him in Ruach and in Amath, okay? Spirit and truth. Afashim, Ephesians 5:9, for the fruit of the Ruach is in all goodness and righteousness and Amath. So truth, holding on to the truth, the truth of Yahuwah, the truth of Yahusha, the truth of the Torah. Okay, we're going to get to the Torah in a little bit as well. I want to walk y'all through this so you understand everything required of you by Yahuwah, okay? If you're a Gentile. Yehukanan, John 14:17, even the Ruach of Amath, or truth, whom the world cannot receive because it sees him not, neither knows him, but you know him. For he dwells with you, and he shall be with you. The Ruach of truth, okay? So that means there should be no denialism in your heart. When the word is true and the word is laid out, the Bible says, let the word of Yahuwah be true and every man a liar. So you cannot be holding to denialism and walking in truth here. You being in denial is fighting against the truth. You are fighting against the Ruach Ba'amath, the Ruach of truth, the spirit of truth. Yehukanan, John 4:23, but the hour cometh and now is when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in Ruach and Amath, truth. For the Father seeks such to worship him. Okay? So he seeks worship in spirit and truth. Ruach u Amath. All right? Thas lunakim shani, 2 Thessalonians 2:10, and with all deceivable unrighteousness in them that perish. Why? Because they receive not Ha'amath, Ha'ahab, okay? The love of the truth, that they might be saved. I'm going to give that to you again. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not Ha'amath, Ba Ha'ahab, the love of the truth, that they might be saved. So not only do you have to accept the truth, you have to love the truth. Because Yahuwah is the truth. Yahusha is the truth. Satan is the father of lies. All right, let's go a little bit further. You must understand, Gentiles, Yasharal are Yahuwah's people, and you must accept them. All right? Now, when I say accept them, I'm not telling you to go marry no Yahudi man. All right? I'm not telling you to go have babies with them, because Gentiles are not supposed to be with Israelites. Israelites are supposed to be with Israelites. That's the way Yahuwah did it. And if you have done it and you continue to do it, you are in transgression. All right? There has to be a separation here, because laying with Gentiles, having children with Gentiles is going to screw up your opportunity, Yasharal, to your inheritance. So don't do it. If you are a Gentile and you want to marry someone, you can marry any other nation. You just can't marry the Negro. Whether it be our people in the Northern Kingdom, in Africa, or whether it be the Negro male or Negro woman here in America or the four corners we've been scattered to. It's not racism. It's just what the Bible says. And I've done a teaching on that already. You need to go watch it. Cleaving to Jacob does not mean having children with Jacob. It does not mean laying with Jacob. It means accepting Jacob, loving Jacob, not in a sexual way, but just, I love you with the love of Yahuwah. And that's it. And I have to say that because some people think it don't matter. It does matter. Yahuwah said not to mix with them. Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 17:17, from the division of the Goyim of the whole earth, he set a rule over every people. But Yasharah is Yahuwah's portion. Amos 3:1-2, hear this word that Yahuwah spoken against you, O children of Yasharah, against the entire clan or tribe which I brought you out of the land of Egypt, saying, you alone have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I punish you for all your crookedness. All right, so out of all families of the earth, the only people he's known is Yasharah. You got to understand, we are the apple of his eye. Azara Shani, 2nd Ezra 6:56, as for the other people, which also come of Adam or Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing but like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. Yashayahu, Isaiah 61:9, and their seed, Jacob, shall be known amongst the Goyim, and their offspring in the midst of the peoples. All who see them shall acknowledge them, that they are the seed Yahuwah has blessed. Yashayahu 61:6, or Isaiah 61:6, but you shall be called priests of Yahuwah, servants of our Eluah shall be said of you. You shall consume the strength of the Goyim and boast in their esteem. Now we're getting into what's coming to us, what we get. Well, we're gonna get there. Don't worry. It's gonna get pretty fun. The Goyim, as I said, must be grafted into Yasharah. There is no place in the kingdom for religion. No Christianity, no Judaism, no Taoism, no Islam, no religion. Okay? And I'm going to show you that there's only 12 gates for 12 tribes. So you're going to have to be grafted in order to make it into the kingdom, because the gates is really only for us. But if you grafted in, you find, a tribe you want to sojourn with. If you want to be with Yahudah, you want to be with Manasseh, you want to be with, Ephraim, whatever tribe you want to sojourn with. Okay? Now, since most of us are here in America are Yahudim, you probably want to, attach to a Yahudi. So that's totally fine. Kazun, Revelations 21:12. And having a great and a high wall, having 12 gates, and at the gates 12 messengers, and names written on them, which are those of the 12 tribes of the children of Yasharah. So there's no gate for Gentiles, there's no gate for Christians, there's no gate for Judaism or any religion. You have to be grafted in. And if you sojourn with Yahudah, you would be entering to the gate through Yahudah. All right? Kazun, Revelation 21:21, and the 12 gates were 12 pearls. Each one of the gates was a single pearl, and the street of the city was clean gold like transparent glass. Kanuk 74, or Enoch 74:12. 12 gates I beheld in heaven at the extremities of Ha'aras, the earth, through which Hashamash, Yarak, Ukukabim, the sun, the moon, and the stars, and all the works of the Shamayim proceed at their rising and setting. Kanuk 76:1-2. And at the ends of Ha'aras, the earth, I saw 12 gates open to all winds, from which the winds come out and blow over the earth. 3 of them open in the front of heaven, and 3 in the back, and 3 on the side of heaven, and 3 on the left. So you can see, even in Enoch, he saw 12 gates. The 12 tribes had not come about at Enoch's time, but there were still 12 gates. You know why? That kingdom was meant for us. Interesting, isn't it? Now, also, it's important to understand, if you are going to be grafted in, you must keep the laws and commandments of Yahuwah. Okay, that's very clear. If you want to be a Bari, you want to be amongst Yahudim, you got to live like one. You must live like a Hebrew. If you're going to be a Bari, spiritual Bari, or whatever you want to call it, you have to keep the Torah too. All right. That's what Yahuwah expects of you. That's how you become an heir to the inheritance. You have to adhere to the covenant. And part of the covenant is keeping the commandments. It's believing in Mashiach, but it's also keeping Torah. Those grafted in must keep the laws and commandments of Yahuwah and believe in his son Yahushua HaMashiach, which I've said. Shemuth or Exodus 12:49. There is one Torah for the native born and for the stranger who sojourns among you. So you don't have two different Torahs. You got one Torah. All right. But Madabar, Numbers 15:16. One Torah and one judgment is for you and for the stranger who sojourns with you. But Madabar 15:29, for him who does whatever by mistake, there is one Torah, both for him who is native among the children of Yashua and for the stranger who sojourns in their midst. Ma'ashim or Acts 16:30-32, and having led them outside, he said, Masters, what do I have to do to be saved? And they said, believe on the Master, Yahushua HaMashiach, you shall be saved, you and your household. And they spoke the word of Yahuwah to him and all who were in his house. Rumayim, that if you confess with your mouth the Master Yahushua and believe in your heart that Eluah is raised from the dead, you shall be saved. And this right here is the Bashura. All right, so Torah, belief in Mashiach. Okay, faith and works. Works, faith. Okay, you got to have both. That's why I put them together, side by side. All right, now, you also have to understand, if you're grafted in, you will serve Yasharal, okay? As I told you before, and I'm going to show you proof of this in a minute. Matter of fact, give me a second, y'all. I'm actually going to make this a little smaller because I realize it's being a little cut off at the bottom. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. Now you can see it a little better. All praises. So you can see all the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? I just want y'all to be able to see everything. All right. So the strangers will serve us, okay? Now, I want y'all to see that this was even in Torah. So this is not some new thing. This is Torah. So if the Torah is eternal and Yahuwah don't change, then why would this be any different? Let's read. Uyakara, Leviticus 19:33. When a stranger sojourns with you in your land, do not oppress him. Okay. So I told y'all that. You're not going to mistreat the stranger. Okay. So to the strangers, like, I don't want to serve y'all. Okay. You're not going to be mistreated because, like I said, there's Torah about that. We're not supposed to oppress strangers. We're supposed to treat them with respect and love. So like I said, you got the heathens in power, all right? Many of the Gentiles come from them and they do wickedly. We ain't like them, all right? We will not oppress you. So just understand that. Abraham and Sarah had a servant. Her name was Hagar. Was she mistreated? No. Let's keep reading. And when a stranger sojourns with you in your land, do not oppress him. Let the stranger who dwells among you be to you as the native among you. And you shall love him as yourself, for you are strangers in the land of Masraim. I am Yahuwah, your Eluah. So we're not going to oppress you. That's clear. That's law. That's Torah. Dabarim, Deuteronomy 24:14-18. Do not oppress a hired servant who is poor and needy of your brothers or of the stranger who is in your land within your gates. Okay, so we cannot oppress you. I'm saying that again. Give him his wages on the same day, and do not let the sun go down on it, for he is poor and lifts it up to his being to do it, so that he does not cry out against you to Yahuwah, and it shall be a sin to you. So if you oppress the stranger and he cries out to Yahuwah, you are now in sin. But the Bible says that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Eluah. So if you have the mindset that I'm going to beat and I'm going to hurt and I'm going to beat these strangers, you will not make it there. Just keep that in mind. Fathers are not put to death for their children, and children are not put to death for their fathers. Each has died to his own sin. Do not twist the judgment of a stranger or the fatherless, nor take the garment of a widow, Salaki, widow, but you shall remember that you were a slave in Egypt, and that Yahuwah your Eluah redeemed you from there. Therefore, I'm commanding you to do his word. Uyakara, Leviticus 25:43, and your male and female slaves or servants, right, whom you have from the Goyim, the Gentiles that are around you from them, you buy male and female abad or abadim, okay, servants. And also from the sons of strangers sojourning among you, from them you buy, and from their tribes who are with you, which they shall bring forth in your land, they shall be your property. Okay, so the ones sojourning with us became our servant, even in Torah. So Gentiles, I mean, you can't really disagree with this if you believe in the Torah, because even strangers who were with us, which were the mixed multitude, were still our servants. They were still our servants, nothing new under the sun, as the Bible says. You shall take them as an inheritance for your children after you. So you were to take the strangers as an inheritance, and then your children would also have them as servants. The Yahudim children, they would also have these Gentiles as an inheritance. You shall take them as inheritance for your children after you to inherit them as a possession. They are your slaves for all time, your servants. Now, it says slaves in some translations, but it should be abadim, which is servants. Okay, but that means that you will serve Yasharal forever. Okay, like I said, you ain't being oppressed. I mean, Gentiles, would you rather, go through slavery where the Sabians gonna treat you harshly and go through destruction? Or do you want to inherit the kingdom, get eternal life, get a mansion, and have, all these benefits, but just have to serve his people and do the work? We don't get to choose what we want and what we don't want, because listen, we had to serve Yah, okay? And Yahuwah is an Alua of order. I don't know why you would choose destruction. I'm just saying, it's not that bad. You're not going to be oppressed, so what's wrong with that? Do you love Yahuwah? Your brothers, the children of Yasharal, you do not rule with harshness over one another. Okay, let's keep going. Servitude is a form of restitution for what Yasharal has gone through by the hands of the heathens, forefathers, and it must be paid. Gentiles must pay restitution for what their ancestors have done. Shemuth, Exodus 34:7. I know the Gentiles love to say, but I had nothing to do with slavery. I wasn't involved in that. Why do I have to do it? I'm not going to do that. I'm not paying any restitution. I was not a slave owner. Well, what does the scripture say? Shemuth, Exodus 34:7. Keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin and all, will by no means clear the guilty. Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children and upon the children's children until the third and to the fourth generation. Restitution must be paid. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Lastly, we will look at the redemption of Yasharal. This is the section called the rise of Yasharal. What is promised to you, kings and queens? Oh, hallelujah. Yeah, you might have been going through some things here in Babylon, but this is what I'm trying to tell you. What's coming to you? Oh, boy. It's beautiful. Yashayahu, Isaiah 49:22. Thus says Yahuwah, see, I lift my hand up to the Gentiles and set up my banner for the people, and they shall bring your sons in their arms and your daughters carried on their shoulders. And kings shall be your foster fathers, and their sovereignness your nursing mothers. Oh, wait a minute. So just like in slavery, when we were, they had the black woman nursing their children. Oh, the heathens are going to be nursing our children. It says it right here. Let me give it to you again. Kings shall be your foster fathers, and their queens your nursing mothers. They bow down to you with their faces to the earth and licked up the dust of your feet. And you shall know that I am Yahuwah. Those who wait for me shall not be ashamed. Oh, wow. So what does that mean? You are going to become the kings and queens of these nations. So you were in derision. You were oppressed. You were treated like nothing. Well, when we get back to the land, they will be bowing down to you. They will be nursing your children. They will be your servants. You will be ruling over the nations, not them. White supremacy ends at the kingdom. Sour cream supremacy ends at the kingdom. Yashayahu 61:5, and Goyim shall stand and feed your flocks. And the sons of the foreigner or stranger will be your plow and your vine dresser. So the strangers are going to be feeding your flocks. The foreigner shall be your plowman and your vine dressers. These are just some of the duties of the Gentiles. Yashayahu, Isaiah 60:10. And the sons of the Goyim shall build up your walls, and the kings shall serve you. For in my wrath I've smitten you, but in my delight I shall have compassion on you. So they're going to be building our walls, feeding our flocks, feeding our children, nursing our children, carrying our children around on their shoulders. Oh, that's them. We don't get to do nothing but chill. All right. We would have did our 400. We done served our sentence. We done served our 400 years. And this is exactly why white supremacy is raging, the heathens raging, because this is what's coming to them. And like I said, the New World Order is more so the wicked heathens trying to escape what's written. Yashayahu, Isaiah 54, verse 3, for you shall break forth to the right and to the left, and your seed, Yasharah, shall inherit the Goyim and make the deserted cities inhabited. Oh, yeah, we getting everything. Everything they stole from us, everything they took from you, you are getting double portions. Oh, they don't want to give you reparations? Who cares? We're going to run the whole world. We will rule the world. Who cares if they don't want to give me reparations? We're going to run this thing. Yashayahu, Isaiah 49, 22, thus says Yahuwah, see, I lift up my hand to the Gentiles. Okay, I just read that, my bad. Let's keep going. Okay, let's see. Dabarim, Deuteronomy 29, 9 through 11. Therefore, you shall guard the words of this covenant, or Hatbarith, and do them, so that you may prosper in all that you do. All of you are standing today before Yahuwah, your Elua, your leaders, your tribes, your elders, and your officers, all the men of Yasharah, your little ones, your wives, and your Gui, or your Gentile, who is in the midst of your camp, from the one who cuts your wood to the one who draws your water. So wait a minute. The ones who were sojourning amongst us were always servants to us. He has never elevated the Gentile above his people. Never. Never. And even when he's addressing them, he's calling Yasharah, but he's calling them Goyim. So how do they become us? How do they become Jacob? I'm just trying to understand. Michael says, I will have to do some deep look at myself in my walk with the Lord. What do you mean by that? So anyone can answer what other nations. Hold on. Let me answer your question real quick. Hold on 1 second, family. Let me just come back on the screen. I understand some of this might be confusing. So anyone answers why are there other nations created is very confusing if we're not supposed to mix with them. So the other nations, right? Let me explain it to you. Yahuwah only chose one people, and that's the Israelites, or what you call Yasharal. Okay? The other nations were meant to mix with the other, you know what I'm saying? If they wanted to be with other nations, then they'd be with other nations. Right? But we were not supposed to mix with them. You know why? Because Yahuwah has elevated us and chosen us above all nations. And he said that the men that were laying with these other nations were destroying their holy seed and mixing with these nations that he didn't choose. When you are a chosen people, you don't do what everybody else does. You feel what I'm saying? And that's why he didn't want us mixing with the other nations. And if you want, I'll show you a few messages. I'll show you a few scriptures. I actually did a teaching on this not too long ago, but let me just show you a few things before I continue on. The scriptures are very clear, but see, people, you know what I'm saying, they like to ignore certain things because they don't want to accept certain things as the truth. But at the end of the day, the word is the word, and we can't really question something because we don't like it. You know what I'm saying? We got to just say, well, if that's what the word says, then so be it. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you something. These are some of the notes from my my teaching I did on this, but I'm going to just show you some stuff so you can understand a little bit more better. Now, when it comes to mixing, Yahuwah did not like mixing at all, if I'm being honest with you. And it's not just, other nations. All right. He made everything distinct. Okay. So, for example, Genesis 1:24-25, and Elohim made the beasts of the earth after its own kind, the cattle after their own kind, everything that creeps up on the earth after its own kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. So the Most High said everything after its own kind is good the way it is. All right. When you go on the flood account, you had 2 animals after its own kind, male and female. All right. Now, let me show you something. Let's look at Leviticus 19:19. You shall guard my statutes. You shall not let your cattle gender with the diverse kind. So wait a minute. He didn't even want cattle being mixed. Okay. You shall not sow your field with mingled seed, neither shall you a garment mingled with linen and woolen. So woolen. So he did not want even mixed fabrics of linen and wool being mixed together. He did not want animals mixing together. So why would you think he would want us to mix with other nations? Yahuwah has made everything distinct, including his people. So why would we mixing only dilutes that? Let me show you another example. I'm going to read you Nehemiah 10, 28 through 30. And the rest of the people, the priests, the Levites, or the Luyim, the porters, the singers, the Nathin, and all that they had, separated themselves from the people of the land unto the Torah of Eluah, their women, their sons, and their daughters, everyone having knowledge and having understanding. They clave to their brethren, their nobles, and entered into a curse and into an oath to walk in Torah, which was given by Mashah or Moses, the servant of Eluah, and to guard and do all commandments of Yahuwah, and his judgments and his statutes, and that they would not give their daughters unto the people of the land, nor take their daughters for their sons. Okay? So the Levites were laying with these other nations, and they weren't supposed to be doing that. And so they decided to put their sons and daughters they had with these strange women away. Nehemiah 13, 23 through 30. In those days also I saw Yahudim that had married women of Ashdod, of Ammon, and of Moab. And their children spoke half in the speech of Ashdod and could not speak in the Yahudi language, but according to the language of each people. And I contended with them and cursed them and smote certain of them and plucked off their hair and made them swear 7 oaths by Eluah, saying, you shall not give your daughters unto their sons, nor take their daughters unto your sons or for yourselves. Did not Shalomah or Solomon, king of Yasharal, sin by doing these things? Okay? So he called it a sin because they were laying with other nations. Yeah, there's just no two ways about it. I'm going to give you one more. Ezra chapter 9, 1 through 15. Now, when these things were done, the princes came to me saying, the people of Yasharal and the priests and the Luyim have not separated themselves from the people of the lands, doing according to their abominations with the Canaanites, Hittites, Perizzites, Jebusites, Ammonites, Moabites, Egyptians, Amorites. For they have taken of their daughters for themselves and for their sons, so that the Kadash seed have mingled themselves with the people of these lands. That hand of princes and rulers have been chief in this trespass. Wait a minute. So mixing their seed with other nations is called a trespass, a transgression. It's a sin, period. You can't mix with other nations. Okay, I've got some homework to do. Yeah, you definitely do. But, I mean, that's why you're here, so you can know the truth. But, yeah, you got to find you an Israelite woman. Yeah, exactly. He told us not to even mix fabrics, animals, any of that. So if he told us not to mix anything, and every animal was after its own kind, why would you think he wants you mixing with other nations? That doesn't make any sense. Why would Yahuwah is not partial? There's no partiality with Yahuwah. What he says is what it is. But people let's just be real. Some people want to kind of twist things around and do what they want to do. They don't want to obey our Eluah. But you're going to miss out on these blessings by doing what you want to do and not what he says. Judah and USA, y'all are the one who's going to spread the message throughout the world. Love y'all. You're special people, Black Americans. Well, I mean, we're not just in America, though. Melanated by Yahuwah, sis, where were you? We was asking about you. She was like, where is she? All praises to the Most High. I'm glad you're here, sis. I was worried. I was like, where is she, bro? I'm glad you're here, sis. All praises. Good to see you. So Judah is not just in the USA. Yahudah, what you call Judah, Yahudah is scattered to the four corners of the earth. So Yahudah is all over the place. They're in, Mexico. They're in Brazil. They're all over the place. The Afro-Hispanics, Afro-Dominicans, Afro-Cubans, all of them, they're all Yahudah. We were scattered to the four corners. Yeah, sis, I was like, where is she? Like, when you mix something, you take away the true origin of the thing, right? Even when you think about the fallen angels, what did they do? They mixed with the black women of the earth. And what happened? A genetic mutation creating Europeans or, pale skins. And that was to corrupt all bloodlines. And how, imagine this, the fallen angels would not have been able to, the whole white Jesus would not have been able to fool us had there not been a corruption that took place that caused a genetic mutation to present that. Yep. So just think about that for a second. Batia says the heathen is sneaky. He mixed fabric in our clothes. Yeah, that's true. He did. Very, very, very true. Yeah, we all over the place, literally, right, sis? All over the place. Yah's daughter, hey, sis, Shabbat Shalom, good to see you, all praises. We got 151 people in the building, all praises. Please hit the like button, family. Please, please, please hit the like button. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. All right, y'all, let's finish this up. Some things you say about genetic mutation takes place. I would suggest you watch my video, Esau and the Horites. It'll make so much more sense. Because I want you to understand something. Yahuwah, didn't really want us mixing with other nations, because one thing that people haven't understood yet is there really is a fallen bloodline out here. There really is a fallen bloodline out here of dang reptilians and, fallen seeds and all kind of things. And, you got to just be careful about that. So let me send you that link. And it explains the mutation. It explains all of that. So I'm going to put this in the chat. There you go. So click that link and check it out. Yeah, Neanderthals. That's what I'm saying. And there's only one people that dwelled in caves, bro, eating bloody meat and all type of stuff. So why would I want to mix with them? I'm just saying. Y'all's daughter said 1999 super sticker. Thank you so much, sis. All praises be to the Most High. Yahuwah, yada, Yahuwah, Yahusha, yada, Yahuwah, Yahusha. Thank you so much, sis. Appreciate you. Troglodytes, right. All right, family, let's finish this up, man, because I still got some great, great stuff to share with you, all right? And then we can chop it up for a little bit after we're done. Okay. So as I showed you guys in here, the nations that were with us, or the Gentiles or the heathens or the sojourners or whatever, Yada means, so when I say Yada Yahuwah, it means Yahuwah be praised. So when you think of Yahuda, Yahuda also means Yahuwah be praised. And Yada is the root word of Yahuda. You have Yahu, right? Yahuwah's shortened name. Then you have the Da, which is from the root word of Yada, which means praise. So when you say Yada Yahuwah, it means Yahuwah be praised. And when you say Yahuda, Yahuda means Yahuwah be praised. So it's literally in our name, or our tribe name at least. But yeah. All right. So let's finish this up. So the sojourners that were with them were drawing your water, cutting your wood. So the strangers amongst us have always been servants. It's never been anything different than that. Yashayahu 60 verse 12, for the Gui and the rain that do not serve you shall perish, and those Guyim shall be utterly laid waste. So let's say you don't want to serve us. You don't have a choice. All right. The nation who do and kingdom that do not serve you shall perish, and those nations shall utterly be laid waste. So if you want to be in the kingdom and you want the love of the Most High and you want all of that, you have to serve. Okay? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I know people don't like talking about this, but I didn't write it. I just recite it. All right? You have to serve us. Let's keep going. Zephon Yahu Zephaniah 2:9. Therefore, as I live, says Yahuwah Sabaoth, the Eloah of Yasharal, surely Moab shall be as Sodom, and the children of Ammon as Amorah or Gomorrah, even the breeding of nettles and salt pits and a perpetual desolation. The remnant of my people shall spoil them, and the remnant of my people shall possess them. Yashayahu Isaiah 54:3. For you shall break forth on the right hand and on the left, and your seed shall inherit the other nations and make desolate the cities to be inhabited. Thahalim, Psalms 2:8, ask of me, and I shall give you the heathen for your inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for your possession. Okay, so once again, our inheritance is different from the nations grafted in, because whether you like it or not, you are our inheritance. The Gentiles as servants are our inheritance. They are a part of our inheritance. But it also says you don't just get them as an inheritance, but you get the whole uttermost parts of the earth for your possession. It's ours. The renewed heaven and renewed earth is for us to rule, not the Gentiles. Only us. And I'm going to prove that. Dabarim 24:14. Okay, we read that one already. Also, like I said, you cannot hit your servants. You cannot mistreat them. Shemuth, Exodus 21:20. And if a man smite his servant or is made with a rod and he die in his hand, he shall be surely punished. Yep. No violence toward your servants. Treat them with respect. Treat them with love. Okay, I think we read this one already. Oh, actually, we didn't. Uyakara 25:44-45. Both your bondmen and bondsmen, which you shall have, shall be the heathen that are round about you. Of them you shall buy, and your children of strangers that do sojourn among you, many of them shall you buy. The families are with you, which they begat in your land, they shall be your possession. Once again, the Gentile will be our servants, and they will serve the children of Yasharah. Yashayahu, Isaiah 14:1. For Yahuwah will have mercy on Yakub and will yet choose Yasharah and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Yasharah shall possess them in the land of Yahuwah for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. There it is. Okay. Let's talk a little bit more about this. Isaiah 60:10-22. And the sons of strangers shall build up your walls, as we said. Their king shall minister to you. From my wrath I smote you, but in my favor I have mercy unto you. Therefore your gates shall be open continually. There shall not be shut day or night, that men may bring unto you the forces of the other nations. Oh yeah, we getting everything. Oh, we getting everything. Everything from the nations. The nations got to give it all up to us. That's what I'm saying. It's just a lot of things they ain't telling you. So men may bring unto you the forces of the other nations, and that their kings may be brought. For the nations and kingdom, as I said, that won't serve you shall perish, right? The glory of Lebanon shall come unto you, the fir tree, the pine tree, the box together to beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glorious. The sons also of them that afflicted you shall come bending unto you. All they that despise you shall bow themselves to the soles of your feet, and they shall call you the city of Yahuwah, the Zion of the Kadash one of Yasharah. Whereas you have been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through you, I will make you an eternal. Wait a minute. He didn't say temporary, Yasharah. He didn't say a temporary. He said an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations. Oh, yeah, that's you. Black man, black woman, black child, that's you. No wonder they didn't want us to know who we were. Man, let's keep going. We almost done. So what more does it say about us? You shall suck the milk of the other nations and shall suck the breast of kings, and you shall know that I am Yahuwah, your Savior, your Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob. For brass I will bring gold, and for iron I will bring silver, and wood brass for stones iron. I will make you officers peace and exactors of righteousness. Violence shall no longer be heard in your land, wasting nor destruction within your borders, but you shall call your walls salvation and your gates praise, Yada. The sun shall no more be your light by day, neither for brightness shall the moon give light to you, but Yahuwah shall be unto you an everlasting light, and your Eluah your esteem. Your sun shall no more go down, neither shall your moon withdraw itself, for Yahuwah shall be your everlasting light, and the days of your mourning shall be ended. Hallelujah. Yahuwah. And there's still more I'm going to show you about our rise. Your people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever, the branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be esteemed. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, Yahuwah, will hasten it in his time. Yashayahu, Isaiah 49:22-23. Thus says Yahuwah, behold, I will lift you up. I will lift up my hand to the other nations and set up a standard to the people, and they shall bring your sons in their arms, your daughters shall be carried up on their shoulders. Like I said, they're going to be nursing your children. And like I said, some people's like, I don't want nobody nursing my children. Well, it says it's going to be. So don't fight against it. You know what I'm saying? Don't fight against it. Yahuwah's going to command it, so they got to do it. All right, we read that. Let's keep going. Okay, let's keep reading. Now, they like to say that there's a separation, or there isn't a separation, and there's neither Yahudi nor Greek, but is that true? Yashayahu, Isaiah 65, 5 through 11, strangers shall stand and feed your flocks, which we said, the sons of aliens shall be your plowmen and vine dressers, but you shall be named the priests of Yahuwah. Men shall call you ministers of our Alua. You shall eat the rich of the other nations, and in their glory shall you boast yourselves. For your shame, you shall have double portions. For your confusion, they shall rejoice in their portion. Therefore, in their land you shall possess the double. Everlasting joy shall be unto them. For I, Yahuwah, I love judgment. I hate robbery. For sin is smoke offering, and I will direct their work in truth, and I will cut an everlasting covenant with them. Their seed shall be known among the other nations, and their offspring among the people. All that see them shall acknowledge them, that they are the blessed seed of Yahuwah. I will greatly rejoice in Yahuwah. My soul shall be joyful in my Alua. For he has clothed me with garments of salvation. He has covered me with ornaments, or covered me with the robes of righteousness, Salaki, as a bridegroom directs himself with ornaments, and as a bride adorns herself with jewels. For as the earth brings forth her bud, and as the garden causes the things that are known and to spring forth, so Yahuwah will cause righteousness and praise to spring forth before all the nations. So he is really going to cause you, the Negroes, to rise up for everybody that hates you to see. He's going to allow everyone who hates you to see your rise. Wow. All praises to the Most High. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you, kings and queens of Yasharal, is the proof. You will be ruling over all nations with the King Yahusha. Yasharal will righteously rule the nations and will receive the portions of all the heathens. All the heathens. Daniel 7:18. But the Kadashim of Ha'al-Yun, the Most High, shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even ever and ever. Kazun, Revelations 5:7 through 9. And he came and he took the Safar, the book, out of the right hand of him and sat up on the throne. And when he had taken Ha-Safar, the book, the 4 living creatures and 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them a cathara and golden vigils full odors, which are the prayers of the Kadashim. And they sung a new song, saying, You are worthy to Ha-Safar, the book, and to open the seals thereof, for you are slain and have redeemed us to Alua. By your blood, out of every kindred and tongue and nation and people and nation, you have made us into our Alua, kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. Hallelujah. Yada Yahuwah. We're going to reign over the earth. Hallelujah. All praises. Let's keep going. Kazun, Revelations 1, verse 5. And from Yahushua HaMashiach, who is a faithful witness, firstborn of the dead, prince of the kings of the earth, unto him that loved us and washed us from the sins in his own blood, has made us kings and priests unto Walua, his father to him be glory, dominion forever. Glory and dominion forever. All praises, all praises, all praises to Yahuwah. All praises, all praises, all praises to Yahuwah. Yeah, ay. Yeah, a all praise. Y'all probably like this dude, Yexer, bro. He be on one. I'm on one. I'm on 10. I'm on 144K for real. All right, let's keep going. I'm gonna try not to be so dramatic for real. Please hit the like button. Yashayahu. Okay, we read that one. Yakaza called Ezekiel 34:28-30, and they shall no more be a prey to the heathen, neither shall the beasts of the land devour them, but they shall dwell safely, and none shall make them afraid. And I will raise from them a plant of renown, and they shall no more be consumed with the hunger in the land, neither the shame of the heathen anymore. Thus shall they know that I, Yahuwah, am with them, and they, that even the house of Yasharal are my people, says Yahuwah. Yasha, Yahu, Isaiah 65:19, and I will rejoice in Jerusalem and joy in my people, and the voice of weeping shall no more be heard in her, nor the voice of crying. Oh, so Yahuwah said he gonna wipe the tears from our eyes. We shall cry no more. We shall weary no more, neither shall we thirst anymore. No more slavery, no more captivity, no more bywords, none of that. You will eat the fruit of all the nations. You will be the kings and queens. You will be the head and not the tail. Yeah, it's written. And what is written shall come to pass. You see why they fighting the truth so much? But they can't stop it. What is written shall be. It shall be. Yaks are rapping in the middle of my living doing the running man. Woo. Okay, let's keep going. Won't my mutation white become melanin? I heard that from Proverbs 31 and from Trumpet's call. Says I've heard people surmise that, but I don't think that's actually true. I don't believe you're going to become black or melanated. I don't know about that. Trumpet's call said that. I already feel a way about her, honestly, because she's a soothsayer. I don't think you'll become black though, sis. I mean, unless there's something in the scriptures that say that, there is no scripture that says that you will become melanated. I don't think that's how it's going to be. I mean, you'll receive a glorified body. Okay, well, maybe, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say because you'll receive a glorified body that will be completely incorruptible when you get to the kingdom with us or when Yahusha comes back or whatever. So, I mean, I don't know. That's kind of hard to say. I haven't seen any scripture that supports that idea, but I don't believe it's inconceivable that there will be people that will be white in heaven. You know what I'm saying? So you know what, honestly, I can't really tell you. I don't really have an answer for that, sis. I've just never seen a scripture supporting that idea. Yeah, Trumpet's call, bro. I don't rock with her because I mean that crying she be doing. Oh, brothers and sisters. Well, now she don't say it like that. Let me stop. I cannot impress. She a woman, but it's just that crying she does and that like emotional like manipulation she does. Talking about Yahusha's the archangel Mikael. Yeah, she's a soothsayer. Baruch Shani, 2 Baruch 48:20. For this is the nation which you have chosen, and these are the people to whom you find no equal. The Halim or Psalms 33:12. Blessed is the nation whose Alua is Yahuwah, and the people whom he has chosen for his own inheritance. Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 17:17. For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people. But Yasharal is Yahuwah's portion. Yakazakal, Ezekiel 22:16, and you shall take your inheritance and yourself in the sight of the heathen, and you shall know that I am Yahuwah. Yakazakal 36 verse 7. Therefore, thus says Yahuwah, I have lifted up my hand. Surely the heathen that are about you, they shall bear your shame. Ooh, Yahuwah gonna put them in shame. Ooh, bang. But you, O mountains of Yasharal, you shall shoot forth your branches and yield your fruits to my people, Yasharal, for they are at hand to come. For behold, I am with you, and I will turn you, and you shall be tilled and sown, and I will multiply men upon you all the house of Yasharal, even all of it. And the city shall be inhabited, and the way shall be built, and I will multiply upon you man and beast, and they shall increase and bring fruit, and I will settle you after your old estates. Oh, yes. And I will do better unto them than at your beginnings, and you shall know that I hire Yahuwah. Yea, I will cause men to walk upon you, even my people Yasharal, and they shall possess you, and you shall be their inheritance, and you shall no more henceforth bereave them of men. Thus says Yahuwah, because they say unto you, your land devout men have bereaved. Your abundance of the sea shall be turned back to you. The forces of the other nations shall come to you. Yasha, Yahu, Isaiah 62, 1 through 12. Like A, like Yah, For Zion's sake, I am not silent, and for Jerusalem's sake, I do not rest until her righteousness goes forth as brightness and her deliverance as a lamp that burns. And the nations shall see your righteousness, and all kings your esteem. And you shall be called by a new name, which the mouth of Yahuwah designates. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And you shall be a crown of comeliness in the hand of Yahuwah, and a royal headdress in the hand of your Eluah. No longer are you called forsaken. Oh, no, Yasharal. And no longer is your land called deserted. Oh, no. But you shall be called Kafsheba, and your land married. For Yahuwah shall delight in you, and your land be married. Yes. For as a young man marries a maiden, so shall your sons marry you. And as the bridegroom rejoices over the bride, so shall her lure rejoice over you. I have set watchmen on your walls, O Yerushalayim, all day and night continually, who are not silent. You who remember Yahuwah, give yourselves no rest. Give him no rest till he establishes, until he makes Yerushalayim a praise in all the earth. Yeah. Yahuwah has sworn by his right hand and by the arm of his strength, no more do I give your grain to be food for your enemies, nor do sons of the foreigner drink your new wine, for which you have labored. But those gathering it shall eat it, and yada Yahuwah, and those collecting it shall drink it in my Kadash courts. Yes. Pass through the gates. Prepare the way for the people. Oh, yes. Build up. I said, build up the highway. Yeah. Remove the stones. Lift up a banner for the people. See, Yahuwah has proclaimed to the end of the earth. Yes. Say to the daughter of Zion, see, your deliverance has come. Oh, yes, he has. Hallelujah. His reward is with him. Oh, his work is before him. And they shall be called the Kadash people, the redeemed of Yahuwah. And you shall be called sought out. Oh, yeah. A city not forsaken. Let me stop, dude. Oh, well. Oh, well. All right, now. I want everybody to bow their heads as we pass around this pagan golden plate. I'm just having fun, y'all. I'm sorry. Okay. Salaki. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Yasharal, we got next. All praises to Yahuwah. I was having a little fun with it, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They're like, Yex, are you on one today? No cap, I was, bro. I ain't gonna even lie. But yeah, I feel good. You know what I'm saying? Putting these scriptures together. Y'all definitely gonna be watching the replay on this one. Y'all normally be live, but I'm sure y'all gonna be watching that for real. I'm gonna be watching on replay for sure. When I was putting this lesson together, every time I do read these scriptures, man, it does make me realize that a lot of what we deal with every day and how hard it is right now, it's because there's so much more he has for us. So you're going through hardship because, you know, it's I'm trying to be serious, but I'm laughing because it's like y'all in the comments and everything. What you guys have gone through, bro, and what we go through even now, and it's because there's so much better he has for you. And America would not possibly be able to compensate you the way he is going to compensate you. So even if you got $350 million, yeah, I mean, that's cool. But when the economy collapses, what's that going to do? What is all that money going to do for reparations when the economy collapses and we ushered into the beast system for real? Not really going to do anything for us. But his kingdom and his promises are forever. He said he's going to make you an eternal excellency. He said that you will drink the milk of the other nations. You will gain a double portion for all you've gone through. So don't allow this system to beat you down. Don't allow the jealous nations to make you feel a certain kind of way. There's something that's for you, and no nation can take it away. Excuse me. When it comes from the Father, no man can take it from you. We are currently witnessing the fall of the nations. And so when their fall begins, you ascend up. You become, those kings and queens. And that's what's promised to you by the hand of the Most High. And no man can stop it. All right, let me read y'all comments. Y'all won't believe this. When I was in rehab, a spirit was trying to have intercourse with me, but I was able to fight it off me and called it out, but didn't see the evil spirit, but felt it in my bed. Yeah, people have told me about those stories. When that happens, it's so important to call on the name of Yahusha and pray for protection. Torah Living says the wicked Gentile nations fear Yahshua, uniting under Yahuwah, because history shows he destroys our enemies when they obey. Their goal is to keep us divided, like preventing Voltron from forming. Right. And that's ultimately the truth. They don't want to see you together. They don't want to see you guys moving as a unit, as a tribe, as a nation. And so that's why I just say you got to be careful about that. You got to be careful about, listening and allowing people to try to make you feel like you have to have some kind of indignation towards your own. It's a terrible thing. All right, man. If you guys have any thoughts, bro, I'm gonna open up the chat line or the panel. If anybody has any thoughts, anything they want to say, I'm all ears. I feel like y'all done had enough of me today. I don't know why I'm on one today. I just think these scriptures just, the more I'm reading them, the more juiced up I'm getting. So all praises to the Most High. So I'm opening up the panel. If you want to call in and give me your thoughts, like I said, it's an open discussion. If you have any questions, or if there's something in the lesson you agree with, or if you just have some personal thoughts, you want to sing for us, you want to tell us a prayer, give us a testimony, a praise report, whatever you want to do. Lele says, I need the Discord. Yeah, sis, send me a email. My email is at the bottom of the screen in the little scrolling bar. You're going to see it. You see it right there. Send me a direct email and I'll get you in the Discord. I have to have people email me first because I was just giving it out at first and people just started coming there with all type of stuff. Yeah. Family, can we not talk about certain individuals who are no longer here with us? Because I don't want, to bring that energy in. We're having such a good time. Those who left the channel and doing their own thing, good for them. I just don't want to talk about them. So I'm in too much of a good mood for that. So let's not bring up the past. Those that are here are meant to be here. Whoever is no longer here, then it is what it is. Robin says, awesome message, Yaxer. Oh, thank you so much. All praises to the Most High. I actually was able to get this on time done because, I'm sorry, Yaxer. I asked about her so let me just explain this real quick. To people who are new here, who are probably watching some of my older episodes, Bathial, give me 1 second. I'm going to bring you on real quick. I just want to explain this real quick to the sister. Give me 1 sec, sis. So to people who are new here, who are probably watching older episodes, you'll probably notice that there were some people on the older episodes that are no longer here. There was a bit of a problem with the Discord. There was a bit of a problem with some women and some men that were previously on the Discord. I decided to take a social media break. I got off Discord for a while and people started going around basically spreading rumors about me that weren't true. Okay. And then one of them accused me of being a Freemason and an agent and all this other stuff. And, they didn't like, some of them were women that didn't really want to respect my authority. So at the end of the day, they left the Discord. They left the, YouTube or whatever. And it's totally fine. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, since I've been in this truth, I done had a fallout with so many dang people, not because I'm problematic, but I stand on the word. Don't be bearing false witness on me when I'm not around. That's some snaky type stuff. She went out there and put out my personal business that she didn't have no place to be telling nobody. So, you know, it is what it is. But that's why I have a song called Fallout 24. Album dropping next Friday. You understand when you listen. Okay, let me bring on Batya Baya Yasharal. And it's okay you didn't know, sis. I'm just making it clear so you can know. Hey, sis, all praise to the Most High.
Hey, Shabbat Shalom.
How are you?
Oh, any day above ground's a good day.
Right? Facts.
Oh, so what I wanted to ask you is, a friend of mine from Africa um, hit me to this quite some time ago. It's the Worldwide Watch. It's a map, and it says passes through the gates back to Jerusalem. It says restore the tabernacle of David, and it's a picture. It's a map. So I gave you all of that. I put it in the chat.
Let me see if I can find it. You put a link
Before.
Hold on, I'm looking. I don't see it. You put a link,
Okay.
sis?
No, I didn't put. It's okay. Well, maybe I'll try to send it via email to you. It's because I took a picture of it. He gave it to me a few years ago, and I took a picture of it, and I had to search for it. And what it's called is, it says Worldwide Watch, and then it says pass through the gates back to Jerusalem, restoring the tabernacle of David. So maybe I'll try to. I wanted you to see that it's mapped. It's a map of the world, and it's kind of cut up like pies, and it has each tribe's name, the area in which they're entering Jerusalem from the four corners.
Is it like an ancient map, or was it recently made? Do you know that?
I don't think it's ancient.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't. I just, when you were talking about the 12 gates and the tribes and going into the 12 gates, that sparked my memory, and I wanted to.
What's the name of the map again? I'm gonna try to look it up real quick. What's it called?
Okay, it's called Worldwide Watch. I think that's what it is, and it's and if you type maybe pass through the gates back to Jerusalem, maybe you'll see it if you do that.
Okay, hold on.
Do you see
gates pass? Let me see if I can find it. And you said it's like, hold on. You said it's like a map, right?
It's a map. It's oh man. So your email is, I'll see if I can.
Yeah, try to send it to me. And if we got time, I'll bring you back on, because I do want to see it.
Well, no, I don't need to be on. I put it in the chat, but you didn't read it, so I didn't think you saw it. And the only reason why I called in is that I wanted to, let you know about it. So
Okay.
I'll send you a picture, and I'll try to do that and send you a picture. So it's got my slave name. So when you see something from Thea Hamilton, that's me. And my sister's also in the chat. My big sister, she's in the chat.
Who is she? Where is she?
She's Marcia Hamilton. Most people will call her name Marcia, but she's Marcia Hamilton, and she's my big sister. Well, one of them. I'm the baby of the family.
Hey, it's a family reunion up in here. All praises.
Oh yeah, she's been. Well, I hipped her to you quite some time, so we come together to your assembly, and she's in the chat too. So yeah. So, okay, I'll try to get this to you, and I'm going to let you get back to, but you are on one. Like you young folks say, you own something, honey.
All praises. If when you send it to me though, just let me know in the chat so I can pull it up while I'm on live. So, okay, if are you gonna send it right now?
I'm going to try to. It's your last name, music@gmail, right?
Right.
Okay. I'm gonna give it a try.
Okay.
My excuse is I'm old, and all this newfangled stuff gets on my nerves, but I'm gonna do my best.
Okay. All right. Love you so much, sis. Thank you so much.
Love you too.
All right. So
Shabbat shalom.
shout out to Marcia. All right, Michael. What's up? I'm
Hey,
glad you're on. I know you probably have some questions.
yeah, I do. I do have some questions. I'm new to your channel, so uh,
Mhm.
I'm hoping that people don't come at me very harshly because I'm just trying to understand some things.
Okay.
Okay, so one of the questions that I have because in the discussion, the comments while you were talking, there was a lot of talk about mixing of people. So I'm trying to get an understanding. Um, okay, is there a time before Adam and Eve? That's one of my questions I have to ask. Is there a time before Adam and Eve? Because I know in Genesis 1:27 it talks about male and female being created. That male and female being created, to me, what it's saying is that God created male and female. This was
hmm
before a time. This is before a time before Adam, before
Okay.
Eve came from Adam's rib.
So that is one thing I will say is a mystery, because when you read Genesis 1 and it mentions that Yahuwah made male and female, right?
Right,
Um, but then when you read Genesis chapter 2, it almost, so the first chapter kind of presents it in a way like there's a bunch of mankind created, but then when you read chapter 2, it seems almost as if there's a male and a female who are Adam and Eve, that were, there was Adam created
right,
first and the woman was created from the rib. So
right.
that's debatable. It
Okay,
could be more so, maybe, if you want to go with the first thing, where it's more so that maybe male and female were created and they weren't in the garden, and then in chapter 2, Adam and Eve were created. That could be a possibility, or it could just mean that it's just an extension of, or an earlier mention of Adam and Eve. But I would think that it would take much more than just two people for the world to be populated and people to be born and things like that. So like I said, it's kind of hard to say, because
okay. So I appreciate you saying that because it tells me that you have an understanding of this.
hmm
Because I've questioned it from time to time, and so it's so alongside with that, it's talking about men of renown. So we're talking about a giant type of people. We're talking about when they say men of renown, when the Bible talks about men of renown,
hmm
there are that means they're a substance of what of a heavenly understanding of a type of being that were fallen angels that can be on the earth. Are we on the same page there?
So yes, these beings, these fallen, the reason why they're called men of renown is because they were worshipped as deities. So when you think
Right.
of, like, for example, if you look in Greco-Roman culture or Grecian culture or Roman culture, you see the Titans, which are these
Mm-hmm.
big, like, deities, large giant Titans. Those were worshipped. So these deities were worshipped, which is why they were called men of renown. The world
Okay.
worshipped them because they feared them. And
Okay.
even today, a lot of the deities, like even JC, you look at Zeus, you look at Hercules, a lot of these are based on the Nephilim from
Right.
that time. They just
Okay.
got passed
So
down through generations.
okay. So the reason why I brought that up is because I'm trying to get to a point, but I can tell that you are definitely studying, and I appreciate that.
Of
I
course.
appreciate it. Okay. So there are men of renown. So when I gather that information, what I see is that these were a type of a different giant that were upon the earth at the time. Um, and and I say this to say that there was more than one flood, right? You can
No,
correct
I mean,
me.
as far as a worldwide flood, there was only one worldwide flood, and we know this because the covenant Yahuwah had made with Nuach, or Noah, with the rainbow in the sky, was that there would never be another one. So as far as a
Okay,
worldwide flood, there was only.
okay. Well, so I won't get into that. I believe there was another flood before Noah, and that's why I went to the Genesis uh, uh, Genesis 1:27, because male and female. That's the reason why I believe there was another flood. There was another flood. But what I guess all the stuff that I'm saying leads to an understanding, to a division or a duration to what is and how did we get to different nations? How did we get there? Because is it from the fallen angels? Because if it is, that does make sense to me.
So let me explain it to you like this. After the flood, so during the flood, Noah had his 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. 3 sons.
Right.
To all y'all who was in the building, all praises. Good to see you, says. Shabbat shalom. So you had 3 sons. You had Shem, you had Ham, and you had Japheth. Those are his 3 sons, and each one of those sons had a wife.
Right.
Each of those 3 sons is where you get the nations of today. All right. So you've got we are obviously the Negro would be considered the sons of Shem. This is where you get Abraham. This is where you get Isaac. This is where you get the Israelites. Where you get all of the the Hebrew people. Okay.
Okay.
Then you have Ham, which are some of the African tribes. So now keep in mind the Bible does take place in Africa mostly for the most part. So not everybody that's African would be considered Israelite, right? You have Hamites, right? So if you look at some of these tribal, those tribal people in Africa, the ones who kind of make the clicking noises, or their culture is very different from ours. Those will be considered the sons of Ham. Okay. Then you have Japheth or the Japhites. Now the original Japhites, because I want you to understand something. That's why I talk about the genetic mutation. Everybody on this earth was black originally.
I believe that.
Because, there's no way there were white people back then, because if you think about it, a white person, let's just say Adam and Eve were white, hypothetically, right? A white woman cannot make black children. A white woman cannot, if Noah was white and he was with a white woman, he could not make a dark-skinned son like Ham that would bring about Africans, right?
Right.
So everybody was black at one point, including Japheth. Now, Japheth went to the lands of the north, which you know of today as Europe. Okay. What happened is, if you watch the Esau documentary I did, like I said, it'll make more sense because I went through and I broke it all down. When the fallen angels came down here, if we can agree that everybody was black, right? The fallen angels coming down, there was quite a bit of people on the earth at that time. Okay. So I don't believe that was prior to Adam. Okay. I believe that was probably a little bit after that. Right. So there would have only been black women on the earth at that time, right? So I believe the fallen angels came down as black men, and they laid because it's very true that the angels can shapeshift. That's why a lot of times, sometimes they came as regular looking men, and then sometimes they had to tell somebody, "Don't be afraid." So they have the ability to shapeshift, right?
Right.
So when they laid with those black women, because they were spirit, and they were not fully flesh, like the daughters of the men on the earth that they slept with, it caused a genetic mutation, because an angelic being is not supposed to lay with a fleshly human being. It caused a genetic mutation that brought about what's called the Nephilim. Now, when you go to the book of Enoch and you read Enoch 105, it talks about the birth of Noah. Okay. And Noah is described as having white skin and woolly hair. Now, white people do not have woolly hair. They have straight hair. So if he had white skin and woolly hair, he was an albino Negro.
Right.
But what's interesting about that passage, though, is his father is so afraid. His father is Lamech. Lamech sees his son and is afraid of him. And he says, "Who is this child? He looks like the fallen." You know why? Because the fallen angels' children, the Nephilim, were white.
Right.
So he thought Noah was a fallen angel or a Nephilim because he was white skinned.
We are on the same page, but my view of that, even though we both can't prove it, my view of that has to do with the fact that there were a fallen angel that we do find that mess with the DNA. But I see it happening before Abraham. I see it happening before Abraham. This is why God chose a
Well,
12.
but I agree with you though, because remember,
Okay.
Noah and his 3 sons is where you get your Abraham, your Isaac, your Jacob, your Ham. This is the antediluvian world. The antediluvian
Right.
world is prior to Abraham. It's prior to all that.
Okay.
And Noah was chosen, and his sons were chosen because he had a pure bloodline. It was not mixed with that fallen bloodline. So we're
right. Okay, good, 100%. So that antediluvian time has to also deal with, this is what I'm talking about, the fallen angels of that time. What I'm saying is that these nations, because I'm hearing what you're saying, but there were some nations that cleaved to those fallen angels. And could this be that God chose a 12 tribe people because of what was already going on?
Well, I mean, the 12 tribes did not come until way later, though. When you read the Bible, you gotta understand hundreds and hundreds of years are passing throughout this book. So
I'm 100% with you on that. What I'm saying is that was the tribal, or I mean, before the 12 tribes were chosen, what were they chosen because of what was going on? And that's the reason why. And the reason why I say that is because when Adam and Eve was in the garden, remember I talked about that I thought that there were a people before Adam and Eve. But when Adam and Eve were in the garden, God said to Adam and Eve, I will put enmity, he said to Eve, I will put enmity between your seed and Satan's seed.
Right. So that's a messianic prophecy. So
exactly.
that was about Yahusha. We don't call him Jesus, we call him his true name, Yahusha.
Okay.
So that was about Yahusha. So he brought forth the children of Yahshua, Abraham, through Abraham. He made a covenant with Abraham because from the very beginning he told Abraham that through your seed will all nations of the earth be blessed. The nations that accept that blessing, which is Hamashiach, Messiah. Because of what Adam and Eve had done, we had to be restored back to the Father because we were in a fallen state. Through Yahushua HaMashiach and his blood, we're restored back to him. So ultimately, and I always tell people this, the whole purpose in the fallen doing what they were doing is they were trying to corrupt all bloodlines so the Messiah can't come forth. So that's 12 tribes.
I'm 100% with you on that.
That 12 tribes was really, he had a chosen nation, but he had a man that was going to be his son in the flesh, him in the flesh, that was going to come forth from that chosen nation that would bring about the blessing to the world. It all goes back to the beginning. You can't understand the end without the beginning.
Right. And I think the only reason why I have any kind of questions to what we talk about or what's being talked about today is my understanding of the beginning. I know there's different variations to how you understand the beginning, and I really don't think that we can really call that into existence because there's a lot of confusion in it. But I think we're on the same page as far as God having a chosen people, and the reason why I think that there is a chosen people is because that when, like I was talking about, like we were talking about, the antediluvian time, there were fallen angels. They fell, and they fell from their place, and so now they were in a fallen state. They came to corrupt mankind. We have to understand that this mankind came from God. But when did God establish the mankind? But either it doesn't matter how we look at how he established it. It was corrupted.
And I want to say this too, but I actually got to cut it short because I got other people that want to get on. So
like I said,
no, you're good. You're good, Ak. You're good. I would just suggest watching the Esau and the Horites documentary. It's on my main page. Watch that. It'll give you a little bit more understanding because we talk about the fall and all that. But I just want to hit on what this woman, what our sister Keeping It Real says. She says, he also said, don't do as the other nations. So were there actually other people than Adam and Eve? So when he gave that commandment, there were other nations, sis, because the thing is, we are different than the Adamic people. Okay, we are different than the Adamic people because the Adamic people are prior to the folks that were, coming from the three sons or whatever like that, right? But I would not consider myself Adamic, right? I'm more Abari, or I'm more Hebrew because I'm a descendant of Abar. But when he said don't do as the other nations, he was basically saying that you don't do as the other nations, because there were tons of other nations surrounding us, when we were, given the Torah by Yahuwah. So yeah, but yeah, man, we could definitely talk in the future, but just watch the movie. I think it'll just give you a little bit more context.
I will.
All right, bro. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, shalom. All right, Cataligo. I'm sorry. How do you pronounce your name?
Brother? Katlego.
Wait. Give me one more again.
Katlego.
Okay, I don't want to butcher that. How you doing, Ak?
I'm finding you.
Pretty good. What's up?
Yeah, man. And the guy you were talking to previously, Michael, and you told him that there were other tribes which were in Africa. I'm here in South Africa, and we know that very well. When we migrated here, we found a tribe called the Khoisan. You know about the Khoikhoi people?
The Khoikhoi, I've heard of them, yeah. I don't know too much, but I've heard of them.
Yeah. They are Hamites because we are totally different from those people.
Yes.
We have different languages from them, but the rest of the other tribes in South Africa, we will speak similar languages, and we know very well they're not from here. We found them here.
Right. And you guys, and you know what? So what tribe are you specifically? Do you know?
Yes, I'm Pedi. I'm Pedi tribe. We've got the Zulu. We've got Zulu. Do you know the Zulu tribe? They're the most famous.
Yeah, the Zulus. They are Bantu. They are Israelites for sure.
Yeah. We are the Bantu, the children of the Bantu. Yeah, and the Khoisan people, they make clicks when they talk. I heard you saying that also.
Yeah, so there are certain tribes I've seen that that are Hamites, that are they're a different nation that use the clicking sounds, but I don't think it's just exclusive to all African tribes. I think some tribes could be Bantu that might speak that too. Unless I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right, because there's another tribe I think it's in East Africa, somewhere in Tanzania. They talk similarly to the Khoisan people, and apart from them, like there's a big distance from South Africa to Tanzania, but you can when they talk, you can hear that these people, there might be some similarities, because also the way they dress is very similar.
Yeah,
but when we came here, we also intermingled with them, and we also took some of their customs too.
Yeah, and that's another thing, because a lot of people don't understand that a lot of the Bantu people, some of them have intermixed with some of the the Hamites and things like that. That has happened. I mean, we're talking about tons and tons of scattering amongst many peoples. You know what I'm saying, in the continent. So that's also something that's taking place as well.
And there's also another tribe called the Lemba. Have you heard about them, the Lemba people?
Yes, those are the priests, the high priests.
Yeah, man, I live like 100 miles away from them, man.
Wow, all praises, man.
And when they talk about their story, they talk about when they came from Arabia, then they crossed into East Africa all the way here to South Africa. And a lot of us, we also know that some of us come from West Africa,
right.
Places like Nigeria, actually. And my surname is actually Nigerian, and I have no family in Nigeria. My grandmother knows nobody in Nigeria, but my surname is Nigerian, Chidi, which means God exists.
Right. Yeah, somebody's asking me about the Lemba tribe, and I'm telling somebody in the chat that they are the Levites. They are descendants of Moses, Aaron. You know what I'm saying? The Levites, the high priest for real.
Yeah. And they're very, very peaceful people. And when you go to them, you can definitely see their customs, that these people are Jews. Definitely. It's undeniable.
Facts.
But the
Facts.
white man is trying to suppress that information. They're trying to hide them actually.
Yeah, the Jewish people, listen, the Jewish people, bro, they did like a DNA test on them, y'all, and they were so shocked because they realized that they had Kahanim or priestly DNA. And they were just, ever since then, they just been like, trying to like study them and find out more about them because these people, they practice Torah. That's what I'm saying. See, I'm glad you're on here, family, because people think that, these Native Americans are Israelites and, our land is in the Americas. And I'm like, man, the Northern Kingdom is in Africa. They're in the continent. People don't like listening to me. They think I'm just making stuff up, but I'm glad you're here, family, for real. So they can see, it's not just me saying it.
Yeah, man. I also heard about Native Americans being Israelites. Is it true?
No, sir. It's definitely not, because the tribe they're claiming is Gad is actually the Igbo people, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Man, you smart, man. Because I'm also my surname is from the Igbo people.
Igbo people.
Yeah, my surname is from the Igbo people. Yeah.
Right.
So I can see that you make a lot of research. You're quite clever, man.
Hey, look, I'll be doing my research, man. I'm not just some dude that just be like saying stuff. I really be looking into stuff. So, facts.
Do you know
so you got
about
the Igbos? Do I know about the what?
Credo Mutua.
No, I never heard of them.
Yeah, you should check him out. He's a South African shaman. He talks about this fallen angel stuff also.
About the what?
Fallen angels.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, he's South African, but he passed away. He lived like until 100, man. And he has like medallions of the Greys. You see these Greys aliens?
Right.
Yeah, man. And he also talks about those things, man. David Icke actually came to South Africa to interview that old man.
You said it again, you cut out for a second. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, I'm saying Credo Mutua, he talks about the Greys and David Icke. You know David Icke, right?
Yeah, David Icke. He's like this white European like conspiracy theorist guy. Yeah, I know.
He actually came to South Africa to interview that old man. Literally, he came here
recently.
No, it's not recently. For sure, like 10 years ago, or maybe later on. 10 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but man, you should check him out. It's a 6-hour interview. He talks about the reptilians also, and I also saw a picture of a reptilian in a mountain called Mudumulle. It's also here in my home state. You don't believe what happened when I saw that picture, man. But it was different. It's a reptilian, but it was pale. It was green.
Pale people? Pale. I keep on telling people, man, them folks, they are not fully human. I'm telling you, like, well, not all of them, but a good chunk of them. A lot of the reptilians, you think about your royal families, you think about, Prince Harry, Prince Charles, Rothschild, all of them people are reptilians. They are all serpentine individuals.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the reptilian picture that I saw, because there's this other.
Do you have it?
I don't have it because, man, when I try to show people, man, the screen just went blurred, man. You won't believe this, but it's true, man.
Oh, wow.
It just exited out of my phone, and a couple of days later, I got shot.
What?
Yeah, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. This is really true. But the reptilians is different from the ones that we know, like normal ones that we, because it was not green. It was pale, like, how can I say, grayish. But it had reptilian features on its head. And it was just slightly a bit taller than average person. It was a man, it was a baby, and a woman inside a cave. And the guy who actually there's a guy who goes into that mountain. Not just anybody can go into that mountain, because if you go into the mountain, 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna make it out.
Right.
So that guy goes there.
I mean, look, I don't know if you willing to take that chance, but I got people in the chat that really want to see that image, bro. Just pray over it or something.
Okay, I'll try just try to throw it or something one time, and I'll show you. Because my phone also got lost. It got stolen. I literally tried to send it to my friends, man. That picture just didn't want to come out, man. I swear. But I could see it. When I send it to the phone, it doesn't come out. When I try to show someone, it doesn't. It goes blurry. The thing just goes blurry. I swear, this really happened a couple of
Wow.
times. This really happened.
I believe
And
you.
on,
I mean, all of us do. That we just want to see what was, you know, what the whole hullabaloo was about. You know what I'm saying? Like, for lack of a better word.
it looks like the reptilians that you know, but it's a little bit
Yeah.
different. A little bit different.
So,
That's
I
what
mean,
I saw.
would you say it's like more serpentine kind of, or like, is it like flesh and blood, or is it more like
No, it's
reptilian
serpent.
kind of?
Exactly like a serpent. What you see when like when
Like,
somebody
like,
says
like,
shit.
like Ninja Turtle swag, like Ninja Turtle skin?
Yeah, like a snake skin.
Wow.
Exactly like that.
Oh,
But it was
man, that's
just
crazy.
that the color was different. The color was different.
Mm.
It was not green. Because we know that reptilians are green, right?
Yeah, of course. I actually have
Yeah.
this
This
video,
was
family, of this guy
okay.
that was shape shifting.
Uh-huh.
His eye was like it was like a serpent. Like, I mean, that's the most
Yeah.
I've seen. I've like did like videos, and we looked at people that were like shape shifting on camera, and you could
Uh-huh.
clearly see their body and their face changing and stuff like that. But I found
Mm-hmm.
this video of this guy that was like his eye like switched over to like a serpentine eye, and he just kept going back and forth. Let me see if I can find
Yeah.
it.
And there's this other like river here in South Africa. I live about 50 miles away from it. Every 4 years, there's this big rain that travels, and the thing that travels, I don't know, a mermaid travels with that rain.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually, when that rain passes my friend's house, that house was demolished. Like any house that rain passed, it was demolished. Nobody goes there, but white people can go in there.
Mm. Yeah, I mean,
But
I
we,
noticed like in South Africa, they have an area only white people's allowed to be in. They colonize an area, right?
oh yeah, yeah, it's called Orania. No black people are,
Orania, yeah, Arania, right.
yeah, no black people are allowed to go there. It says
Mm.
they've got their own money, their own laws and stuff.
And yeah, it's like people like some South Africans don't have a problem with that, but it's like once they do that, they're gonna eventually try to take everything over. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? They do it out here in
Yeah,
America.
yeah,
And it's like they should want to at least try to understand the culture of the people indigenous to that area, South Africans. But what them folks do is they come to people's areas and then they tell them, "Oh no, we don't want y'all around." That's all they do, bro.
yeah. Because it's cool. I fought with them a lot actually. For real, man. These people,
Right.
man, I don't know how they are. It's like they've got this perpetual hate on us. And we black people, we ask ourselves, why do these people hate us so much? What do we really
Right.
do to them so much to them hate us? And we have to understand this is spiritual. It's not just
It's
physical.
spiritual. Yes, thank you, Og. It's not so much physical, it's more spiritual. I say
Yeah,
it's not because you're Negro or whatever, it's because you are Yahweh's people. You are chosen, you
yeah.
are the seed of
And
Jacob. Every nation is gonna hate you for real.
you're very right. And they know that and they won't tell you.
Oh
They
no,
won't.
they won't say it out loud. They can't. They can't.
Yeah.
They can't do that. They can't fix their lips to say that. But family, listen, I gotta bring on my brother Akeem. But man,
Okay.
hey, I definitely want to do more conversations with you. I think there's a lot our people could want to know about the continent. We go live every Saturday like this, so make sure you come
Okay.
back, family.
Yeah, man. Peace and love to you all, man. Nice talking with you. I enjoyed it, man.
Absolutely, my brother. You take care of yourself. All right, peace and love to you as well.
Yeah. Bye.
All right, shalom. Man, he was so chill, bro. I love talking to our Bantu brethren for real. All right, Akeem, what's up? All praises, Shabbat Shalom, family. What's good?
Shalom, Mark. I'm good. I just I wanted to see if maybe you can enlighten me on something.
Yeah.
So the past couple of weeks I've been thinking about Noah and the flood.
Mm-hmm.
And my question is, how did the giants come back? Because we know when Yahuwah wants you gone, you gone.
Yes.
So could it have possibly been through his son's wives? Or was
Yes.
he possibly a giant?
Yes.
Okay.
Because these women, now keep in mind, Noah and his sons were, he had to find wives for his sons.
Yeah. And
These
I
women,
figured there was something that was off with their bloodline because
there's something that was off about them.
yeah,
Because it was Noah and his sons that was right, but these women weren't. Now, another thing to also factor in is when you read about the Raphaim in the scriptures, the Raphaim were also Nephilim, and it said that they dwelled in water. Okay, so you also have marine and aquatic spirits or Rukuth that also could have survived the flood, because you have to then ask yourself, where did Goliath come from? Where did Og, king of Bashan, come from if they were completely wiped out? Because remember, family, the prophecy given in Genesis 3:15 has to come to fulfillment. So if the serpent's going to have a seed, the serpent's going to have a seed.
Yeah, con. But I was just, because I know at some point they do come back. You know what I mean? And that just really threw me off. So I've been searching. But that makes sense, because that's what I thought. I thought, okay, well, it has to be Noah's sons' wives. Yeah. There has to be something in there that, wasn't disclosed necessarily.
Right, or maybe he just didn't know, or because I mean, he it's not like he was just out there looking for some women for his sons, like, yo, you got to get with these Negroes, you know what I'm saying? That boy wasn't, hey, what's your bloodline? You corrupted, but you are the seed of your father, though. So I mean, I can understand why he wasn't checking for that, but at the same time, it could be something that was passed on. Had that woman, those women probably had children with someone else. Maybe it could have been a different situation, but I do think it was the women itself that caused this problem.
For sure.
Where they were able to survive.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It has to be that, you know what I mean? Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right.
Well, I appreciate it.
Hey, man, love you, Ak. Shabbat shalom to you.
Love you too. All right.
Shalom. Man, bro. It's so interesting, man, to talk to people. I feel so blessed to just be talking to people from all around the world. You know what I'm saying? We have people here in Americas. We have people in the UK. I wanted to address this question. I'm going to hang around with y'all for a little bit, and I'm going to jump off of here. Virtuous Woman was asking me about what about the different tribes, so in the continent. So there are some that you can know about, but there's still kind of, so it's kind of hard to put a finger on everything. But when you look at the scriptures, it tells you in Isaiah 11 through 12, they are all in Africa. Let me show y'all this video I did. She probably hasn't seen it. Y'all know I use this video all the time, bro. All the time. And actually, hold on a minute. Give me 1 second. Hold on. First, I want to show you guys this thing I was telling you about, the video about that reptilian guy. Like, let me show y'all this. Now, if you've seen my Esau and the Horites documentary, what I'm about to show you should not be shocking. But like I said, there are people amongst us who are not human fully. But I'm gonna just show you. Hold on, y'all. Wait 1 second. Okay. Let me full screen this. Give me a second. I was going to show this on my show last time, but I just didn't get to it. But take a look at this. Kind of creepy.
I don't mean to scare y'all, but this is the real reason why I don't show my face. All right, look.
Look at that.
See?
You see that? His eye, it like blinks over and it turns into a serpentine eye. Family, some of these people are not human. All right. And this is your Rothschild. I ain't saying he's a Rothschild, but I'm sure he's from that bloodline. There are really reptilians amongst us for real, y'all. It's not a game.
See, I got real Illuminati bloodline. Turn the camera on. Hold up. Watch this. See that? See that? Get my identity hidden, man. Fuck you think they gonna do? They send me with this shit. I'm gonna kill my ass.
See that? All right, I'm gonna leave y'all alone because I know some of this stuff is kind of crazy, but yeah. Hey, bro, imagine if Cuz had some Urkel glasses and his eye just started swatching. Can you imagine? Can y'all imagine cuz his skin turning green? Cuz got on some bifocals looking like Kermit the Frog. Let me stop, bro. I'm done. Whew, man. This is why I asked you about Tia Bel Amat. Sis, I don't know what that is. I'm not sure what that is. Like, you asked me about that, but I don't know where you saw that. You didn't show me the source of that. So I don't know what that is. You know what I'm saying? You got to like explain where you found it or where you read it at. Because just tell me what it is. I don't know what that is. Hold on. It says, great question, Robin. Let me see. Robin says, so would you say that all Israel is African, but not all Africans are Israel? I would say you have African Israelites, and then you have Hamite Africans. So you got two different types of Africans, I would say. Those who are Shemitic or Abari. Okay, it'd be better to say it like this. Abari Africans, Hamite or Shemitic Africans. That's a better way to say it, because we say Shemitic, we can just say everybody that comes from the bloodline of Shem. So Shemitic Africans and Hamitic Africans would be better way to say it if we wanted to just kind of like put a sheet on it to kind of make it more definitive. Hamitic Africans and Shemitic Africans. So even the Moabites would be considered Abari. They would be Shemitic Africans. The Ammonites would be considered Shemitic Africans, and so on and so forth. Why I don't see none of old boy comments that was talking about the fallen. I don't know if he's still on here or if he left or whatever. But yeah, also, Zakar Yahoo is right, because y'all understand, man, that the 230 years that we was in Egypt, a lot of us have mixed with Hamites for real. And that little time that we was in Egypt, we was mixing with Hamites for real. But the Torah hadn't been given yet, so there's that. Yeah, I think he got off, y'all. I mean, I don't see him in the chat. I'm looking for him. I don't see him, but I really hope he'll come back. I should have got his contact info, told him to email me or something, because I do talk to a lot of people in the continent. Obviously, my girl, she's Bantu, she's Israelite, but I have a lot of Akim and Akutim that are in the continent right now. I keep in touch with people on the continent for real. I really do. I think y'all should. So are we actually African American by definition, or geographical location of Negro land? So we are not African American, because we're not Americans. I mean, that's not the place of our origin. When you are Yahudi, you are Yahudi. So you are a Yasharali. I don't claim to be African American. That's a byword. Just like, Truth Unedited is saying, I'm not going to call myself black, right? That's a byword. African American was a byword to hide who you are. You feel what I'm saying? I'm more willing to call myself a Negro than I am African American. Yeah, we're not two continents, right? Exactly. That was just meant to cause confusion. I don't claim that at all. No, sir. I will not be anything the heathen has called me. I'm going to be who Yahuwah has called me. Yeah, you could say that. But you got to understand, in biblical times, people didn't call themselves Africans. You feel what I'm saying? They were just people that lived in that land and within the continent, but they didn't really know the world outside of the continent, I would say, because Africa is a vast land. Did y'all know that the continent was originally all called Ethiopia? Did y'all know that? You look at some of these ancient maps, the whole continent was called Ethiopia. Right. And that's what I was telling, I left a comment on Truth Unedited's video where he was saying, I'm not black, or we not black people. I said the Gentiles, whether they want it or not, need to start referring to us to who we are, which is Yahudim. We are Yahudim. That's it. Like, I don't want to be called nothing else. You want to call me Yasharal, that's fine too. That's the nation. But the tribe that I'm from is how I want to be referred to. Just like when you think about Paul, he said, I am a Yahudi from the tribe of Benjamin. right? They never were afraid to confess who they were. They never were afraid to claim their tribe. So why would we? I'm just saying. Al-Kebalon, right? Al-Kebalon, which means Garden of Eden. Al-Kebalon, yes. But back then, because Africa was actually a word that was given to us by the colonizer. It was originally Al-Kebalon. And also, I think that back in biblical times, it was called something else too, because I don't think it would have been called Africa or Al-Kebalon prior to, like the Bible and everything. But yeah. I write Hebrew down and anything now. I don't care how they feel about it. Right. I tell people, bro, stop checking that box about being black or African American. And I know as a black man, see, even I just use black right now, and I'm talking about myself. I know it's still programming us to use black from time and time again, but I believe that when people refer to you, like even Gentiles, like whenever they say black, they don't say it in a respectful way. It's always been meant to belittle you. Just like sometimes it's like, oh, he's black. Like the way they say it's like blah, like like nasty. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to bear that anymore. Call me what I am. You can call me a Yahudi Abari, Abari Yasharali. You know what I'm saying? Yahudi, whatever, but just don't call me black. Because they love calling you that. They really do. Even when they refer to Negroes as blacks. Oh, the blacks. Oh, the blacks. We got to do better for the blacks. Oh, why the blacks always come? The blacks. That stuff is so demeaning, dude. Like, and they don't hide it. They don't hide how they feel for real. Black, negative, dark, magic, dirty, right. And then they get to be white. Purity. You know what I'm saying? Purity. Yahusha will wash you as white as snow. Purity. Meanwhile, you're dirty. You're black. You're don't claim yourself as black. I know I'm on one today, y'all. Y'all gotta forgive me for real. Can you explain how the fallen angels came down to Mount Hermon? Was this before or after the flood? This was before, sis. It was prior to the flood, because there had not been a flood that had taken place. But when you read the book of Enoch, it gives you the full context. They had made a covenant at Mount Hermon, and then they came down and slept with the women of the earth. So the flood came shortly thereafter. And that's when, Yahuwah said that he was going to flood the earth because they were defiling everything, literally everything. Black. Right. That's how they say it. Black. Oh, they're not that smart to understand the or homie, I will not be a color of a dang crayon. You gonna let them call you a crayon? No, sir. No, sir. And if you look at me, I'm a dark brownish color, right? I have a nice little darker complexion, right? I'm different shades of, you've got different shades of brown when it comes to melanated folk. But I'm not actually black. I'm not actually, like, I'm looking at my microphone right now. The microphone is jet black. I am not black. I am brown. Different shades of brown, right? Nothing more than that. Don't talk black to me, right? Don't talk black to me. Bro, I really am on one. I think I'm going to enjoy listening to this replay for real. Did you get my email? Let me check, sis. Hold on. Let me check it out. Finna get off of here, but I'm going to check this real quick. And we're going to probably do another, family, we're going to do another Wednesday show, probably another Torah study. So make sure you're here for that. Let's see here. I don't see it, sis. I don't think I got the email. I'm checking it right now. I don't see it. My last name, music. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't think I got the email, sis. I'm looking. I don't see it at all. Yeah, it's not there. I didn't get the email at all. Red Nightmare Entertainment. You have to connect your microphone because it's not going to let you on if you don't connect it. Yeah, and that's what's always been interesting to me. They call Mexicans or Spanish people brown, but they call you black. That says a lot. Yeah, I didn't get the email, sis. I'll probably have to cover it another time. Is this the link she's talking about? You got it? Hold on. I'm looking. I'm scanning the chat. I feel that when we call ourselves people of color, we give credit to others that people were so right. Like, and that's what Truth Unedited talked about yesterday. He was saying that even Chinese people are calling themselves people of color. It's just crazy, dude. I'm just tired of these bywords for real. I'm looking for the link, fam. I don't see it. All right, y'all. Okay, wait. Okay, Melanated by Yahuwah came through. Sister came through. Hey, y'all show her some love, man. She always comes through with receipts. All right, y'all. Let me check. Let me check this out. I gotta open up the browser because I can't do it from StreamYard. Okay, let me see. Oh, okay. She sent the etymology. All right, let's look at this etymology real quick. Black etymology. Black. Old English black, absolutely dark, absorbing all light of the color of soot or coal. Proto-Germanic blackus, burned. Old High German black, Swedish, burn, scorch. Black was used of dark-skinned people in Old English of coffee with nothing added, attested by 1796, the meaning fierce, terrible, or wicked. See that? See what they done attach you to? Fierce, terrible, and wicked. Latin, niger, had many of the same figurative senses: gloomy, unlucky, bad, wicked, and malicious. The metaphoric use of the Greek word melos, however, intended to reflect the notion of shrouded in darkness, overcast. English has been the color of sin and sorrow. So black is the color of sin. All right, y'all. I guess we're going to close it down. Family, thank you all for being here. I really, really appreciate you all that have joined the stream and have been a part of this today. Those who called in, thank you very much. Shout out to our Bantu brethren, those of our people on the continent. I'm very thankful to you guys. I love you all, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Shabbats. Zakaria, who says I'll rewatch this. I missed the beginning. Oh yeah, it was a good show for real. Yeah, man. So thank you guys. Thank you, everybody. Family, please be sure to hit the like button on the way out. I'm sorry. I haven't had a chance to do this in a while. I have to do it. I gotta do it.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
I had to do it, bro. I haven't done that in so long. All praises to the Most High. Frank is like, bro, what? Okay. All right, y'all. That's it, man. I'm out. I love you all. Enjoy the rest of your Shabbat. I know y'all just like, man, I'm done with Yexer today. Y'all be blessed. In Yahushua HaMashiach's name, all esteem be to the Most High Yahuwah. I love you all. Shalom. Yahusha's king.
Hey, Yexer.
Yeah. Hey. Dun 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 dun. Only one way to Abba Yahushua is king, and he's coming back soon, and to him I will cling. Divide the sheep from the goats, it's division he bring. Jesus is a false messiah, and I know that it stings. Screw that white pagan Jesus, Yahushua is king, and he's coming back soon, and to him I will cling. Divide the sheep from the goats, it's division he brings. You rejecting, you will perish, and I know that it stings. A Messiah named Yahushua, not Jesus or Christ. He don't have a pagan name that you need to get right. Don't wait till judgment day, you gon' plead for your life. Abraham brought the seed, that's the seed that brings life. And salvation is free, it's the cheapest in price. We all one in Yahushua, if you agree then we tight. And religion ain't the way, you need to flee from the lies. Keep his laws and commandments, be keen and be wise. And there's no one like him, went from lamb to a lion. Don't be mad at the truth, cause I'm here to enlighten. And the dome above us, NASA constantly lying. You think the earth isn't level, better peep the horizon. And I'm trying to gain the crown of life and make it to Zion. King Yahushua will return, hope to see you at Zion. No pre-trib rapture, we endure to the end. And the Most High is with us, he our father and friend. Hey, the old will pass away, the meek inherit the earth. You believe and repent, that is truly rebirth. And his blood that he shed paid the ultimate debt. Carried the sins of the world, had a sorrowful death. But he cried cause he loved us, and Yahushua just wept. And Yahuwah sent his son, covenant he had kept. In the name of Yahushua, I pray you accept. Every soul shall confess that he came in the flesh, and his name has been suppressed. Confess his name and be blessed. You will feel fresh like breath after brushing with crest. John 5:43, Christ can't save you from death. And the truth is hard to swallow when it got you so pressed. Only one way to Abba Yahushua is king, and he's coming back soon, and to him I will cling. Divide the sheep from the goats, it's division he bring. Jesus is a false messiah, and I know that it stings. Screw that white pagan Jesus, Yahushua is king, and he's coming back soon, and to him I will cling. Divide the sheep from the goats, it's division he brings.
Oh, wait, one more thing. I'm sorry, I had to come back. I'm back again. Hey, back again. Oh, back. Okay. I'm still hopped up on that 144K. But anyway, so I forgot to tell y'all that my album is dropping on Friday. So I'm gonna probably come back this week or this upcoming week, and I'll give you guys a time where we're gonna do the album listening party. So y'all like this dude. She's like, but wait, there's more. The extras in rare form today, for real. So I'm gonna do an album listening party, probably gonna be this Friday when the album is actually out, and I want to do it. I'm probably, last time we did the album listening party for Ari, I had did like it a little later on in the evening. I want to do it probably around like 7 or maybe like 6, something like that, when most people are not at work and they're able to kind of like be there. Because I know sometimes if I do it early, some of y'all gonna be at work, or some of y'all be busy with your cheering, so you may not be able to come. But it's gonna be lit, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna really be lit. It's lit. It's lit. Yeah, lit. Okay, all right. Play that I Smell Soup song. Okay. All right. See, I don't mind sharing certain songs because it's like I know the album is gonna be out like in literally like a few days. I'll play one more song from it that y'all have not heard yet. Why not? That 144K feeling got me feeling right. Okay, hold on. So this is a song I did on the album, and I had got like a Yahudi choir to help me do this song. So I wrote it and I said, sing it exactly like this. I did, your boy did a little bit of conducting. I was saying, like it's this album is different. I told people I wanted to work with a Yahudi choir, and I finally did it. All praises to the Most High. So let me show y'all. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna just play this one song and then I'm gonna jump off. But I'll, go live sometime this week and I'll let y'all know what's up. So this is it right here. It's called Esau's The End of the World. Let me just load it up real quick and I'll play it for y'all. Aki, before you go, what show are you on? I told you I ain't telling you, man. Just because I'm, I'm saying I'm a little up there right now. Don't think you gonna catch me slipping, boy. Are you gonna be on the next Hallelujah Hour? They send me an email. I probably will. I just have to figure out what song it is. Always picking the right song to perform is always like the hardest part for me. Yeah, that's the forbidden question. Fact says, I am never going to tell you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Salaki. Salaki. All right. Okay, so this song is Esau is the End of the World. And this is like one of the songs that kind of lead you into the album. The lady on it, her name is Miss Yafa Yahu. Okay, and this is the Abari Yasharali Yaudi Choir. I'm gonna play it for y'all. I'm gonna jump off. Hope y'all like it, and I'll see y'all probably Wednesday for the Torah show. Shalom.
Jesus is the Edomite king. Jesus was the creation of Edom to Yahusha HaMashiach. We cleave with Edom. It's waste treason. So that's why that Jesus is a false name. And the image we all know of Jesus is made in Esau's likeness. We all know melanin is a gift from Yahuwah. Yeah. I smell red soup. I smell red hot soup. Him told you. I smell like red soup. Stop wanting soup. You can't get your birthright. You can't get your birthright. No, for sure. You can't get to hold your soup. Want the soup. Run back to your soup. You can't get your birthright. Come and get your birthright. Then run back to your soup. Cannot hide your cave and bloody person. It's all bad. Yeah. Esau will fall down. Oh yeah. Esau will fall down. You wanted soup. You get red soup. Esau is the end of the world. And Jacob, the beginning of the world that follows. Esau is gonna fall, has oppressed us, beaten us down. But Esau will be struck down, and his kingdom destroyed. Will no longer prosper over Jacob.
All right, y'all. That's it. I'm about to hop off of here. That's just a little preview of the song. It kind of leads you into the album and everything. So anyway, I hope y'all like it. I love y'all so much. Enjoy the rest of your Shabbat. Be blessed in the name of Yahuwah, Yahusha. And I will catch you guys very, very soon. I love you all. In the name of Yahuwah, Yahusha. Shalom.